Hi everyone, hello. I am late, very sorry. And I think 5 minutes late, maybe 6 minutes, as people are pointing out, always late. Yes, very sorry. So I have been trying to connect and somehow idhar udhar kuch to jhol ho gaya. Sagar is also going to join us soon, guys. But remember, today is Saturday, and in the evening we are gonna have a chess club. So all of you who are in Mumbai, do not forget to drop in at Phoenix Mall, Kurla today. Okay, where are we? The games have already started. And how are you all? Are you enjoying the game? What has happened? What did Nepo play? E4. Let me just see if everything is okay. If you can hear me. Yes. Rai Lopez, anti-Berlin. Yes, Rajesh, super sorry for because I was not finding the phone and the charger and everything, so it was my bad. But now that I'm here, can we just start seeing the game? And what are your opinions, guys? Today, what is going to happen? We will have a poll. We will also have a tournament arena after a while. But as of now, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and bishop b5. Guys, we have the Scotch opening here. Am I right? Oh, people today are thinking Nepo will collapse. Nepo, no, yup. Yeah, Rai Lopez. No, Rai Lopez. Okay, guys, awesome. Yes, this is Rai Lopez. This is not Scotch. Scotch is when you would have played d4. So bishop b5, a6, bishop a4 was played by Nepo. Last game, Ding had beaten him. So right now, Nepo would want to take revenge. Bishop a4, knight f6, castle, and bishop e7 was played here, all main line. D3, uh, rook e1 is the main move as well. So d3 was played, b5, attacking the bishop goes back, beautiful diagonal here, d6, and c3. There is also an idea to go a4, this move, pretty common, but what Nepo went for was c3. Ding castled over here, anti-Berlin, people are saying. Yes, h3 was played, bishop b7 was developed, everything is opening, and right now a4 was played. So some exchanges are going to happen on the a file, it seems. Knight a5, and bishop went to b2, a2, guys. So why did he not go bishop c2? My natural question here. I am not a Rai Lopez expert, but I believe a lot of you in the chat are going to be Rai Lopez experts as well. So maybe can you explain me why not bishop c2? Why did he decide to go bishop a2? Okay. So my reason for him going bishop c2, bishop a2 was this is a beautiful diagonal, and because he played, yes, keep an eye on the f7 pawn, because he played a4, he has the square on a2 which is vacant. And the another interesting thing which Ameya Kanetkar points out is the rooks won't be exchanged if the bishop will be on a2, whereas if the bishop on c2, the rooks will get exchanged. That is also interesting. So Nepo went bishop a2. And by the way, we are following a game between Firuza versus Giri. It happened in August 2022, and c5 was played. In this position, the deviation was Alireza played knight a3. That was the deviation. Alireza had beaten Anish Giri in that game. He played knight a3. If you want to check a few moves out, queen d7, bishop g5 was played by Alireza. But after ba4, this was the quite an unclear game, so it must have been an interesting game. Later we'll catch it out, but as of now he played bishop g5 directly, and we are in a regional position. h6, bishop takes f6. Okay, Sentinel says because in this opening, black wants to go d5. While doing that, bishop can capture the knight through it. Yes, today tournament will be there. We are going to have a tournament. Sagar is also going to join us soon. Once he joins, we'll have a tournament. Maybe it will be more of a middle game tournament. So bishop takes f6 has been played. It's a big decision. You are committing. You are exchanging the bishop with the knight, so that you must be believing this knight is a better piece. What do you think, guys? Do you like the move bishop f6? Or would you have liked to retain the bishop and go back to bishop h4? And all those who are joining right now, a big hello to you. No, yes, no, yes, yes. I like bishop f6. Like, I think a lot of you, the decision making might depend in a way where whether you love bishops or not. I don't know. Does it happen with you all guys also? Are Himang, hello. Very nice to see you. Because sometimes it's like, a very psychological thing. Some people say, oh, I love bishops. Some people say, oh, I love knights. So if you love bishops, then instinctively you will not consider taking the knight. So does that happen with you? Like, you understand that maybe taking the knight is a better way to continue, but oh, I love bishops, that kind of a thing. So yes, bishop f6. Yes, ma'am, it happens. Says Murlidharan. Then there is Bare Bones who says I love knights. So yeah, I love bishops, and I think Sagar loves knights. So that is how we are incompatible. Guys, so he played bishop f6, taking away the knight from f6. Right now, none of the file is opened. We can say the position is still closed, with a full potential to open in the future, d5 or d4, as we are aware of. But for now, bishop f6 seemed like a very good decision by Nepo. In fact, if you see his time, he has 1 hour 58 minutes when he played that. So bishop takes f6 was played by Ding. Obviously, you don't want to play gf6, and this bishop on e7 would be horrible. A takes b5 was played by Nepo right now, releasing the tension. So in the last two moves, two exchanges happened, and the big change which happened is, what is the big change after bishop f6? The imbalance on the board right now, guys. Can you say that? Can you spot that? Arbiter Vivek says Anish is everywhere. 4 out of 5 from Anish's games. He is charming on Chesscom's stream. Everybody is following me, he says. Yeah, I think one of the wittiest guys in the chess world. Yes, yes. Murlidharan, Eric, Mukul, scientist. No, yes, correct. You guys are right that it is double bishop versus bishop and knight. That is the major imbalance after white decided to exchange the dark square bishop. So it already kind of says a plan. Yeah, when you have double bishop, what would you really like in the position? If you just have to think instinctively, yeah, like we say, oh, I love drawing, then I would love to be an artist, that kind of a thing. If you have double bishops, then of course, as Murlidharan points out, Naya K Biswas points out, absolutely, and lot more people, you want open position. That is the best to unleash the potential of these bishops. So that is what Ding would want to look out for. Okay, so after AB5, Nepo played knight b d2. He developed the knight here, not on a3. But why not? Because it is giving a threat when you're going knight a3. It is attacking the b pawn. And if b4 is played to kick the knight away, what white would have got is the c4 square, right? So why not knight a3? Guys, why do you think he avoided to go knight a3? Tirthi Patel asks, is there any tournament in Gujarat? You must check out the calendar, which is on ChessBase India website also. I think a lot of other places, and find out. I'm not sure. Maybe Arbiter Vivek could also help. Travel with Nikhil Roshan. Hello, more than 250 people are watching, and still what? Complete the sentence. Nikhil. Travel with Nikhil Roshan. Okay. Knight issue will be solved for black then. B3, 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 B3. No, guys, if you play B3, isn't your pawn hanging? Like bishop B3, you're simply blundering a pawn. There is no discovered attack or anything. Everything is well defended. Not B3. But here the knight doesn't stay on C4. It's not a permanent thing. Immediately the knight on A5 is capturing this. And after this exchange, as what we were looking at until now was to open the position. And this is absolutely a fine position for black. His pawns are storming. He has a lot more space and he is heading towards unleashing the potential of his bishops. So he's getting a chance to open the position. That is the reason going knight a3 would have called for, the natural flow from black. Of course, Nepo would not want to give that so easy. Hence, what he played was he developed very, very simply knight b d2. Okay, but then the very first question will come to the mind. Right now I had asked why not to open up the position. Correct? Minu Gaming says, hey, I followed ChessBase India since 2020 and it has been a good journey. Oh, that is so cool. Minu Gaming. Thank you. Knight b2 to plan rook e1, knight f1 and knight e3 says Bhavana. That is white's idea. We will see because the knight from e3 very wonderfully looks out at these squares. And as we know, the bishop on g5 has captured the f6 knight, which had some more control on d5. But how many moves are we far from that, guys? 1, 2, 3 and 4, or at least 3 to gain control, more control on d5 or to prevent black's d5. So the first question which comes to the mind, like you guys, Zurich, yes, ki, why not d5 here? Is this the right time? Yes, black wants to open the position. There is no doubt about it. But what is important? Is this the right time? Right timing is extremely important. Otherwise, what happens is the tension is released, simplifications happen, exchanges happen, and then the initiative very clearly lies with your opponent. So it is important. The timing is important, like in Sicilian. Also, as we say, d5 is one of the main ideas. So for d5, people are suggesting already a nice idea, which is b4. Shall we look at it if it works? I have a lot of analysis that is so amazing of all of you guys to participate in the analysis. Yes, Pratik, we are looking at the resumes. We've got a lot of resumes, so it's happening, and you will get a reply soon. All of those who have applied will get some sort of reply. Yes. Okay, so b4 was suggested by a few people. And what was your plan, guys? Let's say simply c takes b4, c takes b4 over here. Your plan was the knight can't go to b3, the knight can't go to c4, and a very valid question, the knight, if it goes to c6, there is a big problem, right? So what should black play here in order to not lose a pawn? Is our chat moves working, by the way? Let's see. 1 second. Oops, there are a lot of moves here because I didn't clear the moves. Yes, the chat moves are working. Okay, that's cool. DE4, Senthil, Mukund, Piyali, Bhola, Adrishya, Eric, Nayaikiye, Scientist, Vridish, Krishna. Awesome, guys. That is correct. You first you first take the pawn on e4, because if you go knight c6, then you have blocked a way to defend here and you will lose the pawn with bishop takes d5. By the way, I must ask you another question here, very important question. Let's see how many of you are gonna get the thing. Why not to take the pawn with e takes d4, e takes d5? Okay, it's a very simple one, but just to see, are you guys warming up enough? Yes, Senthil, Saumik, Nayeke, Atul, Bhola, all of you, you are warming up. So, all those who said right now, knight takes b4, that is the right. This pawn was simply hanging. So, knight takes b4, attacks the a2 bishop. Don't forget, since the knight went back, the rook on a8 has been activated like a superpower. Plus, you win the pawn back. Plus, d3 is weak. A lot of things. You know what you wanted. Plus, these kind of threats. This bishop is getting active. This is exactly the kind of position with the two bishops which you would love to have. Got it? A dream scenario. Hence, too many arrows, by the way. Let's go back a bit. Hence, an intermediate move when your knight is under attack, counter attack, is d takes e4, and then you can see the queen is again open on d file here. So if d takes e4, now you can go knight c6, and this position is really better for black, especially because of one big reason. Can you explain? Oh. Linpos says, I usually get a very good position in the opening, but slowly in the middle game, my position gets a bit worse. Linpos, there are a few questions here. How do you prepare openings? Do you by heart them? Do you know the ideas? Do you know the future plans? You know, that kind of a thing. Like, let's say you want to become a scientist, then you're not going to be taking maybe some, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but maybe you will not choose a field of commerce. Maybe you will try to choose some other, if you want to become a quantum physicist, let's say. So that kind of a thing. Yeah, do you know the ideas of the pawn structures, where the pieces will be better placed, those kind of things? That is important. The second thing is, do you think too much in the middle game and get confused? d5 not hanging, b4 and d4 pawns are weak, bishop is pinned, b7 bishop is blocked, open rook, queen file. Guys, the very important part is, yes, there are a lot of reasons, but one of the key one is also this d4 square. If you see the knight on c6, then there is this b4 weakness which a few of you have pointed out, but this weakness is already under pressure. You know, it has started. The rook on a8, if you see and compare it with the rook on a1, it is so obvious which piece is attacking and which piece is defending. Rook on a8 is attacking, and generally every attacker is a stronger piece, slightly, it's very slightly, but this is a strong piece here. What do you have? The bishop on b7 putting pressure on e4 indirectly, and overall, if you just look at the pieces, black's pieces are getting more active. This bishop is also going to be going back actually, and yet being more powerful in that sense. So this position clearly we can say the initiative lies in black's hands, right? Bishop plus d4 square plus open files plus active pieces telegram chess. Yes. So going back here, this was not the game. I think we went a little bit too deep to understand d5 b, but a lot of you had suggested b4 move, and it is a threat and it is forcing, so we could not have missed to check it out. Okay, going ahead, d5, suppose a very last variation would be d5 would be a little too early because white can simply exchange there. Takes, and what has happened in doing so is he has opened the e file. He is planning to put more pressure on e5 point as well. Yes, he himself has the d3 pawn, which is weak too. So let us check out a bit, yeah, over here. But yeah, okay, if Sagar would be there, he would have cracked this joke, but he's not here. So sometimes we do miss him. Let's say queen e2, yeah, because if you take here, then I am happy because it will allow my rook to double and give some pinning ideas, okay? So that is a good exchange for white. Suppose you don't take it. Suppose you just defend a e5 pawn solidly with rook on e8. Then what would be the ideas? This knight would go to e4. It would keep an eye on the f6 bishop. C5 pawn is slightly weak. It is kind of complex because we wanted the double bishops to be open and active, but the knight is stopping this pawn from opening up the position. So this kind of, we can say, still complicated position. That is how we can leave it. That's why d5 would be a little bit early, because the knight can jump to e4, queen can go to e2. In this case it works in white's case. Yeah, we are gonna get to the time soon, guys, because if I just go back now to the main game, which was knight b d2 was played here. Okay, we are going slow because it's a classical game, and we have a lot of time. It's not rapid. Can you please show the timing of both the players? Yes, absolutely. So knight b d2, knight c6 was played in the game. Ding went back with the knight to c6, said, now I'm keeping an eye on a2 bishop right now, and this is where we are. What did Nepo play? Whom are you supporting? Okay. Very, always very hard because, normally it's like may the best chess player win. But definitely knowing the whole story of Ding, I can say more towards Ding. Atul, can you please write to ChessBiz India? Guys, what about you? Who are you supporting? Okay, bishop d5 was played by Nepo. Does Sagar ask you what Nepo played or what Ding played for every move, by the way, guys? Bishop d5. So right now, this is closed. This bishop sits here in the center. It's a nice move by Nepo, actually. Bishop d5. Very smart. Also, gets rid of, defending the bishop. Actually, he's challenging the rooks here. So it's a very cool move by Nepo. Don't forget there is also a pin here. So you cannot just move the knight ऐसे anywhere. Linpo says, thanks for suggestion. Can you identify me, by the way? I changed my name. Arre bapre. Changed my... Not yet. I cannot yet identify. Rook takes a1. Ding took the rook. Exchanges have happened. One rook less. And queen goes to d7 here. Okay. This rook is ready to go to a8 and attack the queen on a1. That's the idea right now. Rook e1. Nepo plays a simple move. Rook e1. He's ready to now maneuver the knight because the center is closed. Suddenly, if you just look at this as the core center, it is closed, and if anybody can take a break, it is white, and that too in the future it will be d4. But he, of course, does not intend to take any break. Come on, he has knights. He would love to maneuver. Rook a8 was played. Nepo went queen d1. Okay, guys, what is the time? Yeah, Ding has 1 hour 19 minutes at this point. 1 hour 19 minutes. Yeah, queen d1 back, because in the future the queen would love to come to h5. Oops, queen would love to come to h5 also. Let's see, but right now it's well placed on d1. Also, just remember the rook on a8, but it cannot go to a1, a2, a3. Yes, it can go to a4, but it doesn't really do anything there. Oh, I should have asked this move. Ding went bishop d8. A very, very interesting maneuver. This is this bishop, as you see, if you look at the center with e5 and d6 pawns, what is this bishop called, guys? What is this bishop called? Muralidharan says queen e1 has the prospect of jumping to b3 and attack the b5. Yes, absolutely, and putting pressure on f7. Bad bishop, blocked bishop, bad bishop. Bad bishop, bad bishop, bad bishop. Yes, guys, do you know what a bad bishop is? When the central pawns are placed on the dark squares generally and they are blocked, so we can say that this dark square bishop is a bad bishop. But it's not like it is a forever bad bishop, because as we have already seen, at any point of time, if you get the central pawn breaks, then it can convert into an active bishop. Also, a bad bishop can always still defend its own weaknesses. So let's say it can still be doing something, some activity. It's not like it's a dead bishop. A dead bishop is a different thing. So bishop d8 was played by Ding. He definitely wants to maneuver it. Where exactly does he want to come to b6 and intend anything in c4? But c4 is very, very solidly controlled by white. 1, 2, 3. Maybe he would like to go b4. If exchanges happened, the c pawns are gone, then the bishop is on b6. That is beautiful. Or he could also go to a5 and exert pressure on c3, because what we have observed in earlier variations also, and in general, as we know, there is one square. It's like, just look into the future. Yeah, for example, for a moment, only future, if you look at what is that square which black would love to have control, what is that square which this knight would love to jump to? Ma'am, today will you talk about Max Euler? Arshad. d4. Yes, exactly. This is the future. He would love the square if at all if it is available. Then black knight would love to come to d4. So what we are going to try in the future can be to go b4 with the idea of deflecting him. Or right now, again, if you observe the base of white's pawn chain, you understand what the base is? Obviously, it's a very simple English. Base of the pawn chain. This b2 pawn is the base of the pawn chain. It is starting from there, right? Yes, Telegram chess, Suryajit, right. So base of the pawn chain is generally a weakness. Why? Because that is not support. There is no other pawn here supporting the b2 base. That's where what we can do is, either we would love to attack the base of the pawn chain, Or if we cannot, we would love to try and change the base of the pawn chain, right? So if we cannot attack the b2 pawn because a2 is controlled, then we might try to convert the base of the pawn chain to c3 so that we can attack from a3, right? This is one of the thing, right? Exactly. So that is the base of the pawn chain, and maybe bishop d8 also helps there. So there are, black also has a lot of plans, but it will all depend on how white continues. Of course, Nepo with rook e1, he is following up with his idea. He goes knight f1. You know, for knights, again, you need to be a visualistic person. You need to think of the future. You need to find beautiful squares for the knight, because knight is a slow piece. It's a very slow piece, so धीरे धीरे जाने वाला है. Whereas bishop इधर भी है, you don't need to be a visionary. You know, dude, that it is putting pressure on this point, for example. But for knight, you don't know. From here, it's going to be beautiful on this f5, correct? Okay, so knight f1 here. Ding goes back with his knight. He goes back to e7 here. Very, very natural move. You are attacking the bishop in the center. You are saying that, okay, I don't want you to be there. Let's exchange. But, oh no, knight is not the fastest piece, Aniruddha. Of course not. Okay, so he has attacked the bishop. But this bishop, the light square bishop, if you look at the pawns, right now, it was a decent bishop. So this bishop exchange, which happened on the board, is going to favor white. Why? Because the light square bishop has been exchanged. White's bishop was out of this pawn chain. That's why even if it was a bad bishop, it was out of pawn chain, and that is the reason it was a very active bishop placed in the central. It was not a bad bishop at all. So bishop takes b7, queen takes b7, and knight goes to e3. So knight on e3 can intend knight f5, knight d5, these two for sure in the future. What do you think? What, instead of knight e7, guys, would you think of any other move? So this is the question, and we will come back to this point later again. But as of now, knight e3 has been played, and we are going to reach the live position very, very soon. So let's try to first reach there. Ding went bishop to b6. This bishop is trying very hard to, you know, activate itself, and it's beautiful. Yeah. And what Nepo played was h4. Oh my god, what an interesting move. How many of you do you think would have even considered this move, h4? What do you think, guys? Yes, Bhavana, you told before knight bd to plan rook e1, knight f1, knight e3. Yes, that is very good that you spotted it. It is one of the key plans in Rai Lopez. So, well done. Yeah, it is an unusual move to spot, says Muralidharan. Scientist Anirudh says, I had considered this move. Yes, considering you're a scientist, you might consider some new ideas. Ashutosh says, not even in my top 3. I would agree, not even for me. But h4 has been played by Nepo. So what does he intend? First of all, what he's looking at is when the pawn is on h5, there is going to be a bind on these squares. When there is going to be a bind, again, if we have to think futuristically, you know, imagination is very, very important in chess, because then you can see all the patterns. Then you can see a possibility if in the future there could be any sacrifice on these two points with the knight. You can also see maybe there is this other knight also who would love to maneuver, and all these 3 squares over here could become weak. you could see there can be rook e3. But again, all what we are talking right now is about imagination, because black, ding, of course, also has plans. One of the plan, as we know, he may want to open the center, but if you see, to play d5, it is never going to be so easy because of the weak pawn on e5. Right? Hence, h4, right now, Ding played queen c6 and we are currently at this position, this life position. Big difference. Can you observe? Oh my god. Did you observe one big difference which I just spotted right now? Oops. Yes, Neeraj, you're right. 40 minutes time difference. Amrut Nandan says, thank you. I'm new to chess. Oh, welcome. Then you are going to enjoy this. There are a lot of little things happening. Uh, this is a very, what to say, interesting position which we have. If you see, so many pieces have been exchanged. There's one rook, one bishop, one knight, the two minor pieces and a rook, you can say, easier that way. So there's a lot of exchanges happened, and it's a very strategic game which is going on currently. We need to find a lot of plans and we need to find how to maneuver the pieces. So a lot to learn here. We are um, going to see Nepo is white. He played h4 last move, which was a bit, not so easy move to consider, but I mean, it's something going to take us to something very interesting, I feel, in the future. So, what should Ding try to do, guys? What are the plans for black? Tell me. For Ding, he has gone queen c6. What would you say the plans for black should be? And of course, with white, it's still much easier to guess the plans, but anyway, even for white, I would ask. Linpos says, I'm Swapnil. If you read Swapnil backwards, it's okay. Interesting. Is c4 good in this position? For whom? Are you asking for white? Okay, yes, white, because last move was queen c6. I would say it's a very good question, because firstly, what you're doing with c4 is fixing this pawn on c5, which, and also you are forever stopping this d5 move. Forever. Which means that this structure in the center is fixed, and it's a dark square. All these pawns are on dark squares, whereas black also has a dark square bishop. So c4 should be a very natural move, right? And it should be good because the bishop really is struggling. So that's a very good question, Ayush, which you have asked, and we no Vriddish basically who also asked. So let us try to check out what happens for this. So Sagar is going to join in some time, very soon, and we will also have the tournament when he is there, because I think first time he came 30th, then 20th, then 15th. So let's see today he can progress. Yes, Clara, there is going to be a tournament. But knight will be placed on d4 if c4 happens. That's what Himanshu Patel is saying. That's again a very nice thing which you've spotted. Very true. Even if the queen is on c6, the queen is going to go back. The knight is going to come to c6. This knight is going to come to d4. So we might look at another knight exchange in the future. So one more piece. But for now, b4 can also be strong for only one main reason. Though you are placing the pawns, one more pawn on dark square, the main reason after b4, what happens is exactly Suryaji, the b2 pawn is so weak. as we were talking about the base, now there is no bishop on d5, which would otherwise stop the rook from entering the 7th rank. So rook a2 is going to be a strong threat, and will white get to carry forward with his pawns, no, with his plans, I mean. Let's say he goes h5, then there is one more, like, of course we are going to go rook a2 in the future, but very important question. If white goes h5, there is something which black also gets in return. Can you spot that idea? Like a long term idea, yeah? Can you spot that? Anirudh says black wants to play rook d8 and break in the center with the move d5. This is a great plan for black, as it will completely activate the black position. Philippus says knight g6 and go to f4 square. Very, very well suggested. Which right now with h5, of course, that's another plan which white has stopped. But very good to spot that. g4, g5, queen e2, knight c6, knight d4. All great suggestions, but there is something more, guys. Come on. Yes, I think one of the person has spotted it, and well done, Senthil. G5 square. Now that once the pawn is forever pushed aage, like, you know it, right? Pawn aage bada means it's never gonna look back now anymore. So basically, the g5 square, it has lost the control forever. Yes, fair enough that right now the knight is controlling, but what does it mean? We were always worried about our bishop, which was a bad bishop inside this pawn chain. So whenever you have a bad bishop, what you must keep in mind is how can you activate it in the future, right? So that way, did you spot that how you can activate it in the future? Of course, now I have made it extremely easy for many of you, but a lot of you are still new to chess and learning, so this is an important thing to know. Yes, absolutely. Bishop d8 and bishop g5 in the future, and suddenly the bishop gets activated. So this is the thing. This is the thing to keep in mind when h5 has been played. Right now we are, so c4, b4, and this is what we were looking at. This h5 idea is anyway applicable even in the game. Right now queen c6 was played and we were looking at the move c4. Well suggested, guys. What else right now? Can we put a 1 second chat chess moves right now, and what I will ask you guys is to guess what Nepo will play. You have to guess for Nepo. What do you think he will play? And let's compare if Nepo actually plays the move which you guys are suggesting. Wow. So many different ideas from all of you. Yeah, I mean, very interesting. If I must just show this right now to all of you. Queen b3, g4, c4. Rakshit says knight d2, then d5 and queen e2. That is so many moves we have. Okay, can we just have a look at, by the way, g4, I mean, just look at this, that you want to think of g4 over here. Like, you're really exposing the king. You guys are super aggressive players, not at all worried about your king, just wanting to go for attack. But whenever you want to start an attack, you have to look at if the space can be either filled with the pieces or how weak it can get for you. So g4 in this situation may not be an ideal move, because there are a lot of ways that black could put pressure. He could go queen d7 here. You cannot push the pawn, then allow queen h3, which means that you need to then control this square on h3. But what we try to do is, when there is an attack from flank, okay, when there is a flank attack, which is an attack from the side, what should we try to do generally? Okay, already Rakshit has said that way in advance before while I was talking. Well done. Flank attack met with the attack in the center. Absolutely. Black is going to get d5 break and then your king. Oh my god, it's completely going to be in hell. So you would not want to do that. By the way, guys, we have a move. We have a move. Nepo has made a move. So let's see how many of you've got right. Only one person. Jyoti Guglani. You're the only one who guessed what Nepo will play. Congratulations. Nepo played h5. He played h5. Okay, one more thing. A lot of you really love the move queen b3. And it was a great suggestion. You wanted to put pressure on f7. You wanted to keep an eye on b5. An absolutely nice suggestion. At the same time, you're stopping black's d5. At the same time, are you stopping c4? Maybe is c4 working here, guys? Because if d takes c4, you don't have an intermediate move. Okay, bishop e3. A big mistake, guys. Bishop e3 will be a big mistake. Please suggest what should white play. Yes, we are going to have a tournament, guys, a little later. When Sagar joins us. Yes, we have an intermediate move here, which is CB5, Sentil Akshal, Mahila, Nayake, Scientist, Telegram, White Tiger, Manish, Shubhan, and Arijit. Absolutely. C takes B5 is an intermediate move, attacks the queen on C6. And yeah, could become a slightly crazy scenario here, but you have these pass pawns and it is better for white, though it is still complex. But yeah, oops, oh my god, 1 second. Okay, let's look at the position right now. Nepo has 1 hour 32 minutes. He has thought for a while, maybe 10 minutes or something like that, and Ding has 1 hour 3 minutes. They are on move number 25, which means 15 more moves to complete, and a lot of time, yeah, for 15 moves, and with 2 minor pieces already being exchanged. Nepo went c4. You can see the bishop on b6 beautifully opened up here. How is, oops, sorry, that was a mistake. How is white going to continue now? Is he going to go d4? Or what are your suggestions, guys? We are not yet getting to guess Ding's move, but right now let's guess what Nepo will continue. Let's also try to align with what would you want to play, and it could be a nice guessing game for a while. Most of you want to go d4. Yeah, most of you. Very few people, not even few, only one person would like to take care. So d4 is a very natural move for you, going to the center. D4, obviously. Okay, I don't think it's the only obvious move. There are other ideas. Let's say, what if, firstly, would you want to allow the exchange? If not, maybe you have the idea of going knight c2, knight b4. Though I don't like it, it looks passive for to begin with. But let's say you don't care about this move at all, the c4 move at all. Oh my god. There is knight h4 as well. But all of you are right, because Nepo is not thinking at all. He just went d4. He is playing so fast. Rakshit says after d4, e takes d4 and rook d8 are the only good moves, I think. But you don't want to take on d4. And if not ed4, you have to save the e5 pawn somehow. So rook d8. I'm expecting rook d8 on the board. Okay, that's a very good explanation there, that e5 pawn currently is attacked, and this is the way to save it. If all of you understand right now why white cannot win this pawn, what is the theme because of which white is unable to win the pawn, which theme are we talking about? What is the name of the theme, guys? Nightbird is so smart. Disco very divane. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Rakshit. Yeah, a lot of you. Yes, it is disco. So if d takes e5, d takes e5, you do not have time to take here because there is already a discovered attack. So d4. So d4, rook d8 is actually a nice defense, which is possible, which right now I think all of you are maybe going towards rook d8 for ding. Is there any other suggestion which ding might play? We are going to compare. I am clearing the chat chess moves so we can compare what are your suggestions and what is ding going to play after d4. So rook d8 is definitely one nice move which ding has. What else? The first, when we are at a position, how do we start calculating? We start with, how do we start calculating, guys? Sagar has explained to you so many times, right? It is CCT. we Yeah, checks, captures and threats. Absolutely. So if he takes d4, with what is white going to capture? Would you say capture towards the center, or would you say capture with the piece because the knight wants to be in the center? Again, an important question. B takes or knight takes? What is your preference? Problem is after e takes d4, knight takes d4, the knight can't be kicked away easily. You'll have to give up your bishop. Okay. Okay, we have a mixed thing. If people also want to capture with the pawn because of this whole thing that you have two nicely centrally placed pawns over here. But what about the e4 pawn? Is it hanging, guys? Okay, before I take here and I ask the chat chess moves, let's just check what Ding could play. What are the suggestions here? Knight d4, queen c7, queen e4, ed4. Okay, we have a lot of suggestions. We will keep this going. But for now, what happens if queen takes e4 is my question to all of you. Absolutely, Akshaj, Mihaila, scientist, Murlidharan, Himanshu, Arijit, Rakshit, Krishnan, chess with Akash, Naya Ke Bishwas. We are right there. The move would be knight c4. Again, the same theme. If we can see, it's a discovered attack on the queen and also on the knight. Can we call it a double discovered attack? Maybe yes. And the queen will need to go back. But you can take here. If you take here, then you lose the piece. That would be a very bad idea. So, oh, but anyway, you've lost the piece. Some little compensation there. So that's why d4, e takes d4, c takes d4, queen takes e4 will not be a very good idea. But the position, in this position, black will have a lot of possibilities of different plans. One of the idea could be to attack the rook, so that later, once the rook is attacked, later you can make a move and kind of fix the center with d5. This can be a very interesting idea for Ding to go for. In fact, it will give him a lot of initiative. We can check it out later. Apart from that, he has this rook very actively placed on the open file, as we are aware. So knight d4 definitely would be a good idea for, instead of c takes d4, as many of you had suggested. It attacks the queen, so it is also a capture with a tempo. And if you exchange the knight here, then queen takes d4, just to not put a pawn here, to put the queen, because of one very important reason, guys. Very important reason, that d6 is a backward pawn. It doesn't have any other pawn to support itself. It is on the open file, so it is definitely slightly weak. Plus, this knight can also keep an eye on the pawn, as well as the g7 here, you can see, has been weakened. So we may be fighting between the b2 and the d6 weakness in some way. Well, this was the whole thing about d4 which we are looking at. Weak pawn, pass pawn, no passer to black. I was just seeing where the game could go with the engine, and after rook d8, white has the tricky move. Knight h4. We will look at that as well. So what we have understood is d4, Nepo is playing very fast. Ding has come down to 53 minutes, which is almost, maintaining of the 40 minutes of difference here. And is that going to cause extra pressure for him? Definitely it could. But his position is comfortable. You can say it is not like a position where it's super complex. He needs to figure out what to do. It's not that kind of a position. It's more like there are a number of ideas here, and it's more about his choice and that kind of a thing. So I think if Ding doesn't come under time pressure, it's definitely going to be a very interesting. I mean, he's not going to be in any sort of danger. That's what I feel. But who knows whether I'm going to be right or wrong. Yes, Sagar is going to join after a while. On Saturdays, he has some training which he goes for. Also, we have a chess club, guys, today at Phoenix. Any of you, are you going to be going to Phoenix Mall? Whoever are in Mumbai, the Kurla Phoenix Mall, do try to visit. Shubham Gabra says, for black, I was thinking b4, sack the pawn to make it passer. But how are you sacking the pawn? D takes c5. Acha, sack this pawn, you are meaning. D takes c5, D takes c5, knight takes c5. But then you have lost a pawn. The knight is also attacking the queen, and you have no time to create a passer anyway, because you lose another pawn. So no, that wouldn't work. you will, it's a forcing situation, like, you don't have much choice. As we have discussed, you either take here on d4 and allow knight d4, but this is something which I think gives slight, it's in slight favor of white because of the d5 pawn and d6 pawn, and also maybe the queen and knight, they are coming together pretty strongly. Rook d8 sounds like the best because it asks white a question again. Again, what is your plan here? Actually, it's a very nice move because definitely white doesn't want to take it over here, because takes, even if you go queen c2 here. Uh, there are number of ideas for black to, in fact, even if black wants to consider giving the bishop this and just, defending this structure in the center, he has the open file. There is an outpost on d3, which means an outpost, which means that such a weak square would be brilliant if which piece comes on that square. Oh, we have Usama who says, yes, I'm in Phoenix only. Cool. Amazing. Yes, knight. Imagine the knight is on d3. This knight on d3. It also attacks b2. It's going to be super crushing, putting pressure on f2, blocking the way of it of the defense to e4. So knight on d3 is going to be a dream scenario there. So this is very comfortable for black. So definitely taking on e5 would be a bad idea. But if you don't take, what else do you do? What else? Like, you want to go something like knight g4 here, but constantly you might have to be alert then in this case, because the rook is already there on d4. I don't know if it makes any sense to take on d4, or a little bit too early. Maybe not needed, a little bit too early. Maybe just go queen b7 and start with knight c6, already threatening to release the tension on d4. That could be interesting. I was looking at knight h4. Okay, Rakshit, let's look at the variation which is being suggested by Rakshit. So he was suggesting knight h4 here, with the idea of, going to f5. But what he asks here is queen takes e4 would be a big mistake. Because of, guys, why would this be a mistake? And it's not about a move. By the way, in the game, a move has happened. We will look into that. Because of knight f5, yes, but knight f5, remember, you're not winning a piece, because though you have attacked e7 and e4 at the same time, I can also defend them at the same time. So what exactly has gone so wrong after knight f5? And here we see what exactly has gone wrong. That is the move queen g4, and how scary it has become already. You're threatening knight h6 check. Queen g, of course, queen g7 mate. That's the only way to defend. Takes. Again, this is attack. There is a mate in one. The only way to defend is with the queen. But you lose a pawn anyway here. And you can even say, okay, I want to ignore the pawn for now. I can just go rook e3, rook g3, and later take the pawn. So this is just clearly in white's favor. Very nice little trick, Rakshit. That was a beautiful variation which you showed. Let's just move to the game and check what has happened. Ding took on, oops. Yeah, Ding didn't play rook d8. He took on d4. E takes d4. nobody had actually guessed that Ding is going to take on d4. Oh my god, that is very surprising. Because obviously rook d e takes d4 was a big possibility. I'm very surprised. ठीक है. Going back to the position, e takes d4 was played. Nepo played knight takes d4. That's a very important move Nepo had to make. He didn't miss it. Knight takes d4, keeping this file, semi-open file, open. Does that sound funny? And now Ding played queen c5. Already the computer starts sensing that this is better for Nepo. And why? What changed? What should Ding play right now, guys? What should Ding play? Sorry, Nepo. What should Nepo play right now? Anirudh Dasari says, I had suggested. Okay, you had. Then why did I miss it? Okay, my bad. भाई कहाँ गए हैं? वो आ जाएंगे जल्दी ही जल्दी. मे बी टाइम टू जस्ट चेक. Guys, do you think he's gonna pick up? Yeah, he picked up my call. That's a good news. Hello, where are you? Okay, just say hi to the chat. And how long will you reach?
15 minutes. Hello, chat. I hope that you all are great. Amruta, how is the game going on?
Oh, it's very interesting. Come soon. Why don't you tell the auto rickshaw wala to drive like a Formula One driver? No,
Yes,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
so what I have not at all seen the game. What was the first move?
First move, maybe you can guess.
First, Nepo was white, and I think he must have gone D4.
No, he went e4. He went e4 and it's Rilopes. Yeah, and it is Rilopes. And right now, two minor pieces have been exchanged. One rook has been exchanged. But in the last 1 minute, things are changing. Right now, already they are in Nepo's favor. Nepo is playing super fast. He has 1 hour 27 minutes. And Ding has 48 minutes. It's a very strategic game.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe that the game has become interesting, because I thought it would be very competitive.
No, your voice is breaking. So what you do is your voice is breaking. So what you do is you come home soon. The chat is missing you. Cool. Bye. And guys, that was Sagar. He's coming soon. See, Muralidharan says, seems like phone a friend. Oh, that would be cool. Hello, Sagar. This is the position. What do you think right now? That was good. We should have done that. Travel with Nikhil Roshan says, hi chat wale dosto, please hit that like button and help us reach more audience. Absolutely, guys, do that, please. Sagar is reaching in 15 minutes. So as of now, how many likes do we have? 35. क्या है? We have 350 people and we have 35 likes. कुछ भी इंसाफी है. This is like pure ना इंसाफी, guys. Don't do that. Don't do that. Shall we look at the position right now? So queen c5 was played and I had asked all of you to suggest the move. Can I check the chat chess moves? Yes. We have b4 and queen f3 on top, which have been suggested. And first, I'm not reading the names right now. First, we are looking at the moves, because b4, those who suggested b4, guys, did you by chance forgot the rule of en passant? or we can also call it n passing. Oh, 260 likes. Arey, thank you. Awesome. Refresh करो. Okay, okay, refresh किया. ओके मेरा ही वो 35 पे अटक गया है. गॉट इट इतना भी नाइंसाफी नहीं था. गॉट इट. 281. Great. Yes, so which rule have you forgotten is I think opposite because c takes b3 here, already attacking the c3 pawn. So you cannot even think of knight takes b3 and queen takes b3. And I think what should black play here? Very quickly. If you all are looking at the whole spectrum of life, then you will know that it is possible. I mean, there are a few good moves, but what I want to only see is how alert you guys are. Somehow, very few people have suggested that. Actually, only one. Currently, only one person, Suvidha Rane, has suggested that they would like to take the pawn on h5. Only one. Because though you guys have suggested very nice moves, rook a3 is a very nice move, and all of that, what I believe is many of you didn't even realize that the pawn on h5 was hanging. Yes, you would be aware that your pawn on b5 is also hanging, but you know this can be very easily missed because kahan pe thi? The queen was where? On c6. Like never in its dream it was even looking at this h5 pawn over there. But what just happened was after c4 the queen went to c5, attacked the h5 pawn, and after b4 all those who suggested b4 had kind of missed that after queen b3 you lose, you are deflected and you are no more supporting h5. So yeah, that was an important miss there, though it is definitely a possible way to continue playing and it would lead to simplifications which are absolutely fine for black. Yeah, and this would lead to equality kind of a thing. Maybe some initiative with black, but not much. All those who suggested, the other people who suggested rook a3, yes, it's a lovely move, it's a nice move as well, but after queen b5 if you take here, then the problem is c3 is defended, a3 is attacked, so you will lose a pawn. You cannot take the queen and you will have to take the pawn here. And why you are able to take the pawn here, why you are able to give away this bishop, if you all of you are alert within a minute, very quickly, let's see whether you can spot the blunder. Can you spot the blunder? Fatafat. Come on. Nayaiki says happy Bengali New Year everyone. Oh, I didn't know that. Wishing you all. Yes, you are alert. Awesome, guys. The quick ones: Anirudh, Shreyash, Akshaj, Aditya, Chess with Akash, Senthil, Tapan, Shabadjot, Singh. Awesome. Very, oops. Very well done. Queen e1. The rook is hanging and that is why it would have been a blunder. So you see with queen on c5, actually it's a very interesting piece with very interesting threats in that sense, keeping an eye on h5. But the biggest problem is all of you who have suggested queen f3. It's an absolutely beautiful move. Queen to f3. Just don't care about this pawn right now to go to b4. No need of that. Look at the black's pieces. They need to still get activated. Imagine you go rook a2 and try to attack the pawn on b2. It's a bad move. It's a bad move for some reason. Any guesses for that reason? Oh my god. It's not an easy move. Here, it's not an easy move. Let's see if any of you are able to suggest. And what are your idea? What is the plan with that? Okay. So knight d5, Suvidha, Aditya, Senthil, Manish, Anirudh, Akshaz, Mahesh, Shubh. Yes, absolutely. Knight d5. A beautiful move. Firstly, you are attacking the e7 knight. You are keeping an eye on the b6 bishop. But what happens if knight takes d5? This is the beauty of this move. If knight takes d5, e takes d5, and this rook, which had come to e1, when it was born, it was like rook f1 say rook e1, all the time hoping कि I will win the lottery sometime. It has won the lottery. E takes d5 has happened. He's seeing such a beautiful file there, the e file. And right now the threats are like rook e8 check, king h7, queen f5, and then queen f7. It's all going to be over. So this file gets opened up, and if rook e8, then you, even if not the last rank, you have the 7th heaven, and this is so weak. The queen on f3 super strong, protects the d5 pawn, h5 pawn. That is what it was threatening. Going knight taking to d5, it was actually, with queen on f3, it was protecting the d5 square, and it was threatening knight d5. Oh my god. Such a beautiful move with such depth of ideas there. So 95 would have been obviously horrible to play, but even if not, whatever else you play, you still have later one knight is exchanged, and you land up with the perfect imbalance of a good knight versus this bishop, which cannot immediately start defending well. So queen f3. Nepo played. Okay, Nepo played. What did Nepo play? Rook a2. Did he play rook a2? No, 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 no. What did Nepo play? But oh, actually Nepo didn't play queen f3. He played queen g4. Sorry, yeah, he didn't play queen f3 at all. Of course, queen on g4 is also very powerful only, no doubt. But knight d5 is not the threat currently that's there. Ding has to be very careful in continuing, because every move needs to be, you can say, perfect. If he does one bad move in such a scenario, he is going to be in absolutely big trouble. How to find moves for Ding? Okay, Manish, you had suggested. Well done. Though queen f3 would be the strongest, but he's gone queen g4. Also a good move. Queen e5. Yes, that's what Ding played. That is a good move, by the way, guys. Ding's threat, yeah, Narendra Khandekar says his threat is knight e f5. So what happens after queen e5? Can Nepo still go knight e f5, or with queen e5, Ding has actually stopped knight f5 and Ding getting any advantage? What has changed? What has changed? So with for knight f5, so for knight f5, if you play knight f5, Obviously, this knight should come to f5. That is the whole idea of exchanging that knight over there. But with queen on e5, you are not threatening queen g7 mate. Correct? That is the very first thing. And the second thing, is there any other threat? You don't have rook e3, which can transfer to f3 or g3. That is not happening. So for white, how is he going to, increase more pressure? That is the question. It's not so easy. If he goes rook d1, he can attack the d6 pawn. But what he would have really loved would be the rook to be on g3. And that is not happening. So not so easy. Queen e5 is a very good move by Ding. It's a very good defensive move by Ding. Again, if I go back, oh wait, he has played. Nepo did play knight f3. He attacks this queen. But right now, Ding can just go queen e6 and challenge the exchange of this queen, because exchanging the queens is going to be very very fine for Ding. It's going to be out of danger. There are not going to be any threats with the knights on the king side. One of the biggest advantage of exchanging the queens. So instead of queen g4, was queen f3 better? Exactly. That is where again we need to go back. We need to analyze here this question for a moment, that what if for queen f3, if Ding would have played queen e5, what was the difference here? And there you are, guys. That is the difference because of which queen f3 was a better move. And actually, Nepo had the chance. In fact, I would say he kind of played very fast. He had that chance. And it's not like you can get those chances again and again. I'm not sure about that. Yes. Which of the two moves? We have two moves being suggested, but Senthil, Aditya, Shubhan, Saumya, Ajit Kumar, Manish, and Muralidharan, you guys are absolutely right. The fact that the g4 square is still vacant for the knight, there is no queen on g4, the knight jumps to g4. That is an important thing. The queen is struggling. It doesn't have d5. It doesn't have f5 to go. It doesn't have e6. It doesn't have f6. What are the squares it can, keep shifting? g5 and c5. So right now it has g5 and c5, and logical seems to be on the king side so that the king feels safe. Queen g5. But this is the point, because of which the whole queen f3 idea was in favor of white. This is the point, guys. Very very important. Can you spot that? This one you have to find it. I am expecting that all of you should find it. 350 people, all of you. Even if only 100 people might write. Come on, I have 11 people sending their answers. I want more. I want 100 people sending an answer here. Just activate your brain. Till the time I'll get some rest. Till the time you guys activate your brain, I will take some rest. I have 25 people who have given answers. Come on, at least 50. Fatafat. It is all tactics. Now I'm sure after you see this move, there is no argument why Queen f3 was a better idea. Shall we check the answer? 35 people have written the answer. I'm still not going to negotiate. 15 more people have to give the right answer. Even if you reach 49, it's fine. I can be the one person who will write the move in the chat. But come on, guys. बहुत स्लो हो यार सब. Yes, and this move, I'm gonna give one hint to you, to all of those who are still trying to think, suppose, and plan to ride. The hint is chess is a game of 64 squares. That's a great hint, right? This is what my sir used to always say. Vaidya sir, his name was Arun Vaidya, he was an international master, and he used to always say, chess is a game of 64 squares, and especially what I used to do, a common mistake as an aggressive player, when I am attacking on king side, I would often forget the queen side. That is it. 43 people have answered, and now 45. Oh, 45, 46. Awesome. Guys, we might reach 49. I was always going to say I'm giving up now on the chat. I don't think I'm going to get 50 people answering. I was giving up, but right now, we have got 47 people who have answered. I'm hoping two more. Last two. I know it's a bit of torture there because a move has happened. So please help me by answering 48. Are we gonna reach 50, guys? Are we gonna reach 50? Yes, 49 and 50. Oh, thank you. Are suddenly itna fatafat 55 people are answering. Kya baat hai? Too good, too good. E5 was the move. All those who answered, brilliant. All those who took effort to type and answer, amazing. Sentil, Mahesh, Naya Ike, Ajit Kumar, Manish, Telegram, Shabajot, Shreyas, Shubhan, Suvidha. क्या बात है E5 because queen on F3, when we were talking about the move, we didn't even think that that could be another remote idea. But that was the power of the move. Queen F3. क्या ही ideas. मतलब it was like so many things in one. Such a powerful move. I am sure Nepo is gonna feel very bad about missing it. Like whatever happens in the game, he might, like, even if he wins, but still to miss such a beautiful move, such a powerful move, it was a Superman move. एक इसमें क्या ही क्या क्या हो रहा था. Well, let's go ahead. He went queen g4. In fact, we might think of asking Sagar as well when if he comes back, and if he has not seen the position, what would he have played? Queen g4 was played by Nepo. Queen e5 was played by Ding. Oops, sorry. Let me go to the main board. Finally, we had 62 people answering. Queen e5 was played. Knight f3 and Ding went queen e6. As we discussed, challenging the queen exchange. He is going to be very relaxed if the queens get exchanged. But obviously, knowing Nepo, we also know that Nepo is going to deny the queen exchange. He goes knight f5. Knight h6 is not threatened because the queen defends. Queen g7 is obviously a mate in one threat right now. So, how should Ding continue? He still needs to play accurately, guys. As we know, this position, white is attacking, Nepo is attacking. Nepo has 1 hour 15 minutes. Ding has 39 minutes. Nepo is definitely putting psychological pressure since the beginning. So, if Ding misses even one best move, he could get really under big trouble. Let's say, no, come on, you cannot play g6 here. It would be a super blunder. You're just losing the pawn anyway. So, I think it's forcing in a way to defend this g7 pawn, as people in the chat have suggested. Queen f6 simply defends. This queen has suddenly become very active, right? It has been a queen dance. She went to c6, c5, e5, e6, f6. Has been an interesting journey for it. So queen f6 here just simply defends everything. All three, the knight which is, attacking, everything is defended. Now guys, what do you think? Should I put a poll? What do you think of this position we are at? Do you think, because it is interesting, yeah, it's not like it might be currently computer evaluation might be towards, equalization with white's initiative, but Still, anything can happen because it requires accurate play from black. Because Nepo is in a more aggressive situation. Because Nepo is putting pressure. Why not knight f5? That is a good question. I wanted to come to that question. Why not to take on f5? So if knight takes f5, firstly, obviously you don't want to exchange the queens. This is not a good position to go for. With queen exchange, doubled pawns, and this bishop very active, can also keep the d6 pawn defended. So not a problem. So knight f5, go directly ef5 would be the main consideration, knowing that rook on e1 is defended with the knight. So that's not a blunder. Okay. So where does this queen go? Now if you go to f6, there is a slight problem here. As we know, this is a slight inaccuracy because of, why does a nice move here? Not so easy, not at all easy in fact, to even understand why that move is giving white that much advantage. Oh, by the way, that has happened. Knight f5 happened in the game. Nepo played knight f5. Yeah, which we were of course expecting because he doesn't want to exchange the queens. And knight f5 ko Nepo has gone ef5. So we are at this position where I have already asked you the question. What should white play? H4, queen f4. No, no, no. Let's see. Can you find why this move queen f6 is slightly inaccurate? Not easy. Think, guys, think. I'm also thinking, of course. Yeah. Suvidha Rane, you have found it correctly. Rupa Pai, amazing.
Hi.
Why this move is slightly inaccurate? Hello, Sagarisha, welcome back.
Hello.
How are you?
Wow.
Sagar, why this move queen f6 is slightly inaccurate?
Here?
Yeah,
White
I mean
to
this
play. Okay.
not easy.
Okay, the
I'm
rook
also
on
doing-
a8 is slightly hanging. So queen e4 ideas can come. Also,
But what do you get if you go queen e4?
queen e4, queen d5, b5 is hanging.
Oh, look at that. How do you do it? That was great. Absolutely right, Sagar. And look at this. How many people have suggested Queen e4? Rupa, Subhida, Chess, Srinidhi, Manish, Ajit Kumar, Prasanna, Disura, Saumya, and Akshaj.
Wow.
Queen e4 is a beautiful move. Looking at whatever is hanging. And if rook goes to b8 or... Yeah, maybe if rook goes to b8 or something. Firstly, if you look at this position, it's a nice bind there with the queen trying to be a blockader in some way, because f6 can be a very powerful threat. So the queen has to take care of that side. Because this is weak, the rook is not becoming very active. It doesn't have time to enter on a2 and all. But still, white has to be very patient here. It's not like he's getting something immediately. That's why queen e4 was a tough move. It's like it could seem, oh, it's a one move threat. Rook ko attack kiya usme, what's the big deal? I moved the rook. Now what? This is the point.
I was
now,
thinking now queen
patience,
d5.
Sagar. Patience.
Queen d5, g4.
So yeah, if you go like the natural idea, queen d5, then you give chance to
b4,
ding to equal. Oh, by the way, queen e4 Nepo did play that.
And rook b8
And
also
rook
happened.
b8. We are at this position, and natural is queen d5. But that gives a chance to equalize. Yes, absolutely. b4.
Oh.
I need a moment. Can you?
Sure.
I will be asking you. Telling you one position.
Yes,
I'll ask you.
please.
Maybe after 2 minutes, I'll give you. So B4 is the move which will equalize here.
I don't think people can see me.
Oh no! Oh no! अरे यार.
Maybe we can do it this way.
No.
At least for some time, then we can put it down.
तो अरे no, you said this
No, it's
thing
fine. It's
ना.
fine.
Here comes straight from auto rickshaw, Sagar Shah. Oh, did you know auto rickshaw?
Yeah,
ऑटो
we
रिक
used to
मतलब
say, no, that if
मतलब
rickshaw,
तुम्हारे भाई का नाम अगर ऑटो रिक होता था ऑटो रिक
Rick,
रिक रिक अरे हाँ यूज टू कॉल रौनक ना समटाइम्स ऐसे रिक गॉट इट
I never called him, but yeah.
नो you at least you told me as a joke ठीक है lot of deviation is happening in terms of
But rook b8, the main point is that if b4, the idea is to take here. So if I if I go like g4 in such a position, idea
wow
king g2,
we'll see something crazy if that is going to
do you
happen
think b4 is still possible? Because I think the main point is if you take, I take, you take, and this position, I think Ding has enough for holding equality. I think because you put your bishop on
yeah
c5.
no if it gets so much exchanged on queen side there is only one pawn there I am sure like
But
Ding will
b4
be
is coming, no, anyway. I don't think it's possible to stop b4.
by the way I was waiting for you for a tournament so we didn't do a tournament I don't think we have time to do I don't know maybe
I
one
don't
or
think we can.
okay guys maybe today we can skip the tournament if they want to play one game I'm not sure but I need a moment
So,
can you put your phone
so guys, today I haven't yet checked the game. So for all those who have just joined in, maybe we can look over the game together and see where did Ding go wrong, because it seems like he has landed up in a position where only two results are possible. Either he will lose or it will be a draw. E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6. We have the Rui Lopez, A6, bishop A4, knight F6, castles, bishop e7, so today d3. Last time we saw bishop takes c6 happening, but today we have d3, b5, bishop b3, d6. Now the idea always when you go d6 is that your pawn is defended and knight a5 can win the bishop. So c3 played, castles, h3, bishop b7, all standard stuff, a4, knight a5, bishop a2, c5, bishop g5. We've seen this innumerable times. He takes. Okay, I'm sure this was prep. Did we check in on chess base? I think Amruta might have checked this already. Oh, she hasn't. Maybe it's a good idea to see if till what point was this game, because then we know through chess base if this or any of it was a novelty at what point, and I think that can be a useful thing. Castles, bishop e7, d3, b5, bishop b3, d6, c3, castles, I think rook e1, yeah, bishop b7, a4, knight a5, bishop a2, c5, bishop g5, h6, bishop f6, bishop f6. I think this is the position. Let's see. Okay, this has been played 4 times. Ter Sahakyan has played it with white. Marek S. Onishchuk Kanarik. Okay. So no top players have played it. So I think this is not the most. Oh, by the way, I think I made a mistake. There was no rookie one. There was h3 there. So here h3, bishop b7, a4, knight e5, bishop a2, c5. Oh, they are following again. Firuz, what? Giri is again here. Anish Giri, Firuza versus Anish Giri, and they followed this. But here, instead of Firuza's knight a3, Nepo came up with this idea of bishop g5. Okay, fine, got it. So this is the first new move of the game, and I believe that is where Ding would have taken some time. So bishop g5, he took 14 minutes, played h6, takes, AB, knight d2, knight c6, bishop d5, putting the bishop in the center. Rooks were traded. This looked equal actually. Queen d7, rook e1, rook a8, bishop d8, knight f1. The knight is going to either g3 or e3. Knight e7, bishop takes b7, queen takes b7, knight e3, bishop b6, h4, queen c6, h5, c4, d4, ed, okay, c4, d4, ed, knight d4. I don't know. Maybe till here it was all fine, but maybe taking here also looks good. Queen c5. I mean, very imperceptibly, I think white has gotten an advantage, right? You can't even realize where. Oh my god. I'm just out of. There's no chessboard here. Now. Sorry, guys. So, no, I was saying that where did the thing shift? Because till here, it all seemed equal. Guys, where did it all change? Like, here it suddenly started getting better. I don't know. Queen e5, knight f3, queen e6, even knight f5. G6 is Amruta just analyzing. So knight takes f5 happened. ef. Oh, queen f6 के जगह he should have won queen d7. So queen f6, rook e2. Okay, first queen e4, rook b8, and he played rook e2. His point, this is very prophylactic. As we were saying, b4 is a big threat. So rook e2 actually defends b2. So b4 I can take, and then this is not hanging. Wow. Bishop c5 with the idea of b4. And in comes g4. Wow. Again, a great move.
Wow, are we really at this position,
Yes.
Sagar?
Yes. And the question here, Amruta, is why not b4? Because after, I think queen takes c4, b takes c3, b takes c3. We were talking like this position looks roundabout equal, although white is a pawn up. Black should have compensation. But I think the downside of this position is that black has no counterplay, and white, because you see the pawns are all controlling light squares while the knight is controlling dark squares.
Oh.
So the queen is boxed in, does not have these squares to go to, and king g2 is coming up.
Wow. But you also need to progress. Like, white also needs to have a plan.
Yeah.
I don't see that he can go for g5 ideas, at least as of now. Majorly, if he gets
But
his rook on
it's
7th rank, it
he's
would
pawn
be
up.
that f5 doubled pawn, no? Wait, but practically still, yeah, come on, 1 second. I can't believe, because see, if I give rook b1 check for a moment, rook b1 check. The problem is after king g2, my 8th rank is again undefended. And then rook e8, rook f8 is a very strong idea.
Yeah. Also, Amruta, the thing is I can go queen d5. I don't want to move my knight because I know that your queen can enter these squares. But I may try for something like c4, maybe rook a2, maybe get my rook here, trade one of the rooks.
Okay.
So g4 was played, and here That's where we are at.
Ding. Hmm.
Ding is thinking, and I think Nepo. Amruta, where was the mistake that
Yeah.
happened? I didn't realize. I
For
went
black,
through the game.
you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you went through the game. Sagar, just close your eyes for a moment.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you one question. No, why?
No, instead of closing eyes, I'm coming in 1 second.
Okay. Maybe you'll have to check it out. Okay, until I asked him to close the eyes and he's gone. Gukesh is winning. Oh, okay. Got it. So queen c5. This was the guys at this position. All of you have joined newly. My question to you is that would be what would have been an amazing idea for Nepo? Vignesh says, my man Nepo is gonna take this home, so much pressure on Ding. Not yet, Vignesh, not yet. But at this point was the question where already Nepo missed a very nice move. I won't say he missed, he would have seen it, but maybe he did not go for it. He did not choose it. So, yes, a lot of you are aware. Queen F3 was the beautiful move which we are gonna ask Sagar in some time, unless I don't know if he heard it or whatever. We'll ask him, maybe not. So this was a move. Going back to the position quickly, the current position, because we had seen Queen E4, Rook B8, and now Rook E2. A very calm move, as we were discussing that what White needs to be is to be calm. So Nepo went Rook E2, and Bishop C5 happened on the board. So instead of bishop c5 was a fine move by Ding. It was not like he had something else which was really super strong to defend and he missed it. He played a very beautiful, very normal move, actually, very good move. But the problem was that Rook E2 was such a classy move, just completely, staying calm and strong, defending everything, keeping in hand everything and asking black that what is your plan. It would have been very hard as black to find a good move. So bishop c5 was played and g4. There we are with that extra pawn. The whole question is going to be, is it going to be enough? So what will Ding play right now? A question to all of you. Can you guess what Ding will play? Maybe what I will do is to put, the chat chess moves. Yeah, now guys, what do you think will Ding play? And what are your suggestions here? Okay, so queen, if I go back to the suggestions here right now, so the suggestions are, we have a lot of suggestions. We have b4, king f8, queen d8, king h7, queen e7. A lot of moves have been suggested. Rook d8. I think Sagar already looked at the move b4, but queen d8 was played by Ding. So Suvidha Rane, Telegram Chess, and Devanshi Seth. Yes, you guys have guessed it right for Ding. He's played queen d8 here. He's gone back with the queen. Why did he go back with the queen? What is his intention here? You think? What is his main idea? Soumya Agarwal says my Indian's top choice was G3 instead of G4, second line. Okay, please explain G3. We will go back to that. But right now, the question to you is what could be the idea of the move Queen D8? Why has Ding gone for this move? Activating the Queen. Aryan says wanting to go Queen B6. That means you want to exert more pressure on F2 pawn. And one of the ideas which we might just, you know, miss, which is a little deeper than everything. It could be that firstly you are guarding the last ranks well, and you would want to go f6 and block this chain. You want to block, the whole chain, stop g5 ideas. Only problem with the move f6 is e6 becomes ultimately weak. Like it's so bad that if this knight, which can clearly reach the route, but of course the bishop is not going to allow it, it will take it, and maybe the chances of going into the major piece endgame would be there. The other possibility would be knight h4, knight g6. So that does look weak, but maybe in the future that would be an idea. Apart from that, what else, guys? Very important possibility could be to go d5 because the queen is protecting. So yeah, maybe, I don't know, something like bishop and queen coming together on this diagonal. h2 is guarded as of now, but the king could feel a little bit exposed. So these all could be the ideas. Yes, d5 as well in the future. So what Nepo did was to keep his queen on d5. He doesn't like to allow d5, doesn't want to allow that, so he went queen d5. Already, if you compare these two queens, the queen on d5 is much more active. Can we say the queen on d5 is more active than the queen on d8? What about the rook on e2 and b8? Super obvious that the rook on e2 is clearly better placed as of now than rook on b8, unless there are, some happenings on the b file. And what about the knight on f3 against the bishop on c5? Maybe we can as of now consider them, maybe slightly this bishop could be more active, but it's very hard because this knight is also ready to jump in whenever needed. Could be equal in that sense. So major pieces definitely in favor of white. Space on the king side definitely in favor of white. King exposure definitely in favor of black as of now. Exposure, yeah, I'm just talking about the king being exposed. Maybe exposure is not the right word, but the king's being exposed, but the king's being weak or possible to be under attack, that seems like black's king more, even if white's king is exposed more. So queen d5, and Ding has to come up with some good defensive ideas, or rather let's call them counter-attacking ideas. b4 is always one of them because it opens the flank files and some ranks here. So b4 is definitely a counter-attacking idea, which we have been seeing again and again. In this case, because queen takes c4 can be takes, and again we have given up a pawn to open the files, but does it really give that much advantage? Rook b1 check, king g2. The difference is that you have the queen on d8, it is guarding the last rank. But this is the point, guys. Can you see it? In spite of having such a beautiful rook on the last rank, in spite of having a beautiful bishop on c5, you exert more pressure here? No, you needed queen to come on h4. You needed queen to come on at least g5. This knight is such a powerful defender of these two squares. You understand this knight, the role of this knight. Sagar, we are at this position. Ding went queen d8 back
Queen d8. Wow.
with a lot of ideas. One of them could have been d5.
Hmm.
So Nepo went queen d5.
Right.
And I think even the b4, which you would have analyzed with the queen on f6, similar, in fact, maybe. So b4 is also, it's a difficult position for Ding, for sure.
Hmm.
But I don't see it as impossible to defend.
Uh, what are we aiming for as black? Let's say if you are
Yes.
black and if you are white, also, I think as you said, if the queen moves in this direction, then white has a very powerful move here. We can ask our chat what is the move that white should play. Because the queen going that side is,
Yeah.
is a blunder. Because it just ends the game. All those who are mentioning rook e7, it's a great move. But I think after rook f8, also, I mean, possible, I think. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Like I can also first take this and then play rook f8. So maybe the better move here is to play either f6 or g5.
Yeah, f6 looks very powerful.
And f6 is mentioned by
Senthil, Anirudh, Manish, Karthik, Arijit, Devanshi, Nature, and Telegram.
yeah. And also G5 is a great idea suggested by our chat. In fact, 2-3
Yeah,
people
G5
did
is also
mention that.
great. Vignesh, Suvidha, Ameya, Akash.
Yeah. And the point is after you take, then we can actually think of both these moves, but also knight takes G5, attacking here. And if you were to play rook F8, this move, then we have F6. And already this is game over, guys, because if you take here, I have, I mean, many moves. Knight e4 should be winning, but also knight takes f7 is just game over. And the thing is, take and rook e7. And this is just over. It's a mate. So Nishant is saying that Ding is today done. No, I doubt. Yeah, like that this is all over. I don't feel it because we were talking about the queen moving away in the wrong direction here. Let's say he decides to go back to the right direction on f6. Here I'm not so sure on how to continue. Maybe one idea is to move your king to g3, like king g2, king g2, maybe queen d8, king g3, queen f6. You can keep waiting, but here once again, guys, there is a very nice move here that can be played. Wow, let's just think about this move. White to play, white to move the king, because you know the king controls these important squares now, so the knight can actually move, the queen cannot enter. And there's also another idea here. uh, all those who are saying, oh, Senthil is saying go with the king to f4. Oh, that would be something, yeah. Wow. Actually, is that even doable? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. And what about this move? Look at this. Knight d2. I like knight d2. All those who have suggested knight d2, Sumit, Senthil, Aryan, Devanshi, because you want to put your knight on e4. But another idea is g5. And the idea point is, if you take, there are two great moves now which should be game over. One is to play knight h2 to knight g4, like knight h2. Idea is knight g4, queen h6. Maybe the knight g4 idea is stopped because there's queen h5. So the better idea is to start with king g4. And now you want to take with the knight here. Epic. Epic. King doing an epic job. No? So King f8 was played. It it's so tough to actually think that everything is kind of jammed up. If I could just get my queen to b7, black should be fine. But the moment, let's say, the moment I go queen d7, already there are some issues. No, there's no g4 f6 because g4 hangs. But king f1, queen to b7, queen b7 doesn't work. Queen b7 is a blunder because of rook e8. Yes, Manish. Telegram, Mamta, very good. Prahlad, White Tiger, Arijit, Suvidha, Akash, Devanshi, Disura. Very good. Rook e8 check. And it's game over. And the beautiful part is that if you play king h7, what is the winning move here for white? Let's see how many of you can grasp this one. This is not easy, but should be doable. Should be findable. Well, all those who are saying rook h8, remember the king can take it. Vignesh, who's been member for 26 months, pillar of Indian chess. Thank you, Vignesh. Is Magnus not playing makes these games more middle game centric and not some hard drive endgame? Well, I think the main thing is that both players are taking their chances here, and they are making errors. Like Magnus would not make certain types of errors, and that is definitely making the game more exciting. But yeah, g5 is the move I was hoping for, and actually very few of you have mentioned it. Mamta, Karthik, Manish, and Chris. Look at the beauty that if you were to take on d5, g6 is an absolute checkmate. And it's like, you just nicely packed the king, put him in a box, and you closed him in. So what I'm amazed at in this position, guys, I'm really amazed, is that life is not so bad. Life is not so bad for Ding. It doesn't look. It's like, you're getting up every day morning, you're going to office, you are going to school, you're going to college. Everything's looking good. But from within, it's very hollow. And it seems like that is the thing. And I think what Nepo will do is he will go king g2 and he will tell Ding. White Tiger says, is knight e5 a good move? White Tiger, but knight e5, d5, queen c5, king g8, queen e5. Well, I don't think you want to go there, right? Like, you have such big bind here. Why do you want to also bishop f2 followed by take here might be a better way to do. But even this position, this is just a pawn up. But I have a check here. My rook can move, then my queen can enter. No, this is not done. This is not done. This is not a good move. This is not a good idea. So guys, what do you think white should do here? What is your move? Rajan Narsimha says, I think Nepo will win today. Possible. Possible. What should? Yes, Manish, you are right. G5 sacking a pawn is definitely an idea somewhere. And King F1 played by Nepo. Whoa. I didn't see this one. I think the idea is that I'm not able to understand. Maybe the idea is Queen D7, F6, Queen G4 doesn't come with a check. That could be one. Telegram says the pressure of continuous defense is hard. I agree. I agree. Yeah, King G2 would have been way better. I not way better, but at least look logical. King G2, King G3. Bring your king up, bring your knight up, or maybe push the pawn forward, then bring your king further up. King F1. For Ding, the solution lies, Amruta, either between going b4, which will involve giving up a pawn but getting counterplay, or just waiting it out. Vivek says that he would he thinks it would be a draw, but I don't think, Amruta, this would be a draw.
Why? What do you think is the main advantage with Nepo?
I think the main advantage is that black does not have plans. So when your opponent does not have plans, then you can improve your position slowly and steadily. Knight d2, knight e4 is one. King g2, king g3, g5, king g4 is another idea. Very interesting.
Can black go rook 8, rook a2?
And
No, rook 8, rook a1 check. Rook b1. He keeps first the rook on b1. Let's say. And
yeah, there is nothing, right? This rook is amazing on e2. It defends everything.
True. There are 35 moves, no? 5 more moves.
Yeah, 5 more moves, but what is the time?
Yeah,
What?
you might have 5:13. You have to go, right?
No, Nepo has 1 hour, 1 hour.
Yeah. He's playing dangerously fast. CBI club started in Mumbai. I'm excited, yo. Sagarba, in your bookshelf, which book has your photo on the cover, which we can see from the viewing angle? Everybody thinks that's a book, actually. Maybe time for you to write a book.
It's not a book, it's a gift given to me by my good friend Ashwin, and it's a photo frame. So he's made this very nice, beautiful one. So we
Yeah.
kept it there.
Put it back.
Agent says, what about g5 and then knight takes g5? But okay, you can't do g5 takes knight g5 because queen is here. But
So Ding has to actually come up with a practical plan, which the Indians may not understand, but something which should make Nepo's progress very difficult.
let's say queen c8. Now f6, correct? That was the point, I think, behind king f1.
Queen g4.
So if you take this, it's game over.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Can the chat guess what is the winning move here? White to play. People are saying, Amruta, Gukesh is winning.
Yeah, where?
Menorca, I think. Today 2 rounds maybe. Gukesh 7th round. Oh, he's playing against Aryan Chopra. Oh, he won. He won. Gukesh won.
By the way, we have a super chat by Win who says he was worried black play queen c8, queen b7 to exchange the queens. Yeah?
Sorry?
Super chat.
Yes, he was worried about that. So maybe that's why he prepared f6 there. And if you take here, we will see Amruta how this move uh rook e7. Yes, Karthik, Jose, Devanshi,
Devanshi.
Manish, Telegram, Narmada, Harshali, White Tiger, and Akash. So you just go rook e7, and there's no way to prevent mate here.
Yeah, very interesting.
So king
So King
f1.
F1 and King F8 is the insertion of these moves are changing a lot of things.
Yeah, this one might be very strong here. Knight e5 with the idea of knight c6. So that will not work. Uh, so queen c8, f6. Let's take here. And now the question is,
But does look ugly, but maybe have no choice. Because at the end of it, Ding has to play something which is unconventional, yeah?
yeah. And now Amrita maybe queen e4 with the idea of knight h4, knight f5. And looks very
And Queen
powerful.
H7, Queen H8, mate, what?
Yeah. No,
Oh
I'll
my
go
god.
here. And then you can do this and this.
No, GF6 doesn't look
No, but
that kind of a
the
thing
move
which
is
looks.
played by Ding. He plays rook c8.
Is he planning to? Oh, he's planning to rook c7, rook e7, exchange that irritating guy on e2.
Yeah.
You know, you just want to get rid of him. The speed at which Ayan plays is both responsible for his win and loss, says Vignesh. I agree with you completely.
But what is Ayan?
Ayan.
His name is Yan. Okay, well, if
Yan,
Amrita, if I
Yan.
do rook e4, rook c7, g5, hg. Oh man, what is the winning move here, guys? Yeah, Bipav Kumar. That is exactly what I was trying, but it's brilliant. Yes, knight g5. If takes, there is queen a8 mate.
Raghav asks, I have a question. Both of you. Can IM defeat GM in any case?
Yes, sometimes. Why not?
Anybody in chess can defeat anybody.
But Amruta, after rook e4, you defended this. I don't know. Like I can't pass the move. Like I get rook b8,
No, why rook c7 once again?
rook c7, f6.
Okay, let's go f6 right now. Ugly, I know, but let's go.
No, it's white to play. I go here. You want to play f6?
Hmm.
And what about
Knight
this
h4,
and
knight
this?
g6 is a mate anyway. Now the situation is different. Sorry. No, not good. It's actually the worst ever move possible. Hey, you have to go. You can go anytime.
Yeah,
I think we
I'll
should
go.
go.
Yeah.
We should go back. So, guys, whoever in Mumbai, if you want to go to Phoenix Mall, then Sagar will be there. Okay, kind of right now after rook c8, at this point of time. Oh, was it king g2? No, 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 sorry. What had Sagar analyzed? Rook e4. Yeah, this move, rook e4, and because rook c7, f6 was, I think, the thing. Or even better, sorry, g5. Yeah, that's what we analyzed, right? Sagar showed the one movement. So rook e4 move, Nepo has to find. Can we say it is easy or will it be difficult? What do you think, guys? Ronak says, Amritadi, after a match against Samay, we all believe that anyone can defeat anyone in chess. Yeah, thanks for reminding me that. What about b4 over here? So once more, yeah, that's a good thing to always, not discard b4 forever. To keep in mind that and to keep checking if that is happening again and again. So b4 here. Let's try one more time. But right now you don't have the rook on b8 anymore. In that case also it may not be as effective anyway. And maybe the last option would be to give the c4 pawn and exchange the pieces so that you might have some chance against that in that endgame, even if you are a pawn down. That might be one possibility. But you see, if we go 2-3 moves back, how things suddenly changed here when everything was at least, becoming okay at this point of time. Things were not at all bad if we were when we were here. In fact, he played rook b8, which was also pretty nice move with a clear idea of b4 in the future. But this rook e2 move was so solid that at that point of time it was maybe not well understood, but black just got strategically kind of lost in a way. Very hard to find moves. Queen d8, queen d5. Again, no chance of allowing any counterplays with d5. So queen d5, king f8 was again trying to, more like a desperate attempt. Otherwise, you may not really want the king over there. King f1, rook c8. And yes, Nepo has found rook e4. He is playing amazing chess. He is being so accurate. These little moves. Rook e2, rook e4, king f1, the timings. I mean, just what a brilliant attack. You don't get to see something like this so often with these less pieces. Also, the bishop is beautiful, yet nothing in hand. What can we say about it, guys? It's one of the rare positions where it is all rules are kind of, gone in trash. Who is winning? Yes, right now, if you have to see now, clearly Nepo is towards winning. It's move number 36, 12 minutes for Ding. In fact, 4 moves he has to make. It's not about time pressure, it is just about pressure. It's just about pressure. Yeah, Nepo has played such an amazing game. Such an amazing. 4 moves left for time. Yes, Manish, that's right. Guys, what all to find here? I'll tell you the top 3 moves the computer suggests, okay? One is rook b8, what we can already call it. He just had rook c8 recently, and now going rook b8 is one idea which doesn't seem good at all. The other idea is bishop b6, where you can get your rook to c5 and maybe, kick this queen away. That could be one idea. And the third move the computer suggests is rook a8. Maybe even trying to defend and threaten rook e7 at the same time. So these are the top 3 computer moves. It's very difficult. The position is difficult. 10 minutes, 4 moves are okay, but with the whole pressure building up, again, very difficult. So what do you think he is going to play? I would like to check this plan out though with bishop b6 and rook c5, because it is something new in comparison to all the plans which we were looking at. But it does give the b5 pawn away for free. But it could be a better idea to, like we were always trying to give c4 pawn up. Right now we have given the b5 pawn. The advantage is the c4 controls these 2 pawns. So maybe we can still not stop to check the variation. Also, the queen doesn't have many squares or many files. It has to go back. Thoda sa power to, it's reducing. I think this could be the best to gain counterplay. Maybe bishop b6, rook c5. That sounds a better idea. Yeah. Why not to go rook c7? Because of we have checked it out, because the back rank becomes weak, and there is a beautiful tactical idea which is happening. So right now, this position, what do you think? Do you think there could be some scope in here with the pieces, with black's pieces trying to become more active, and some counterplay against the king once you start rolling these kind of things? I feel so. I feel. Is Ding influenced by Rapport's preparation? Of course, he is his second, so definitely. What about queen d7? When? Because this queen is on a4. Oh, he went back rook b8. Oh, he went back rook b8. He did not go for any sort of, allowing craziness on the board or sacrificing any pawn there. He is also holding on, just being patient. So it is actually, he's saying that Nepo, you have to find a plan. So can Nepo find it? Because right now he has good moves. He can either improve his king position, go to g2, or he could even go g5. Can he go g5 right now? Because h takes g5 would be a bad move because of white to play. Important to, be in the rhythm with the continuation. After h takes g5, what should white play here? Guys, be careful. Don't mess it up. What should white play here? If g5, hg5. Yeah, of course, I understand that there are a few moves. Rook g4 is one move, f6 is one move, um, and f6 is really tempting for sure. So if we look at the chat chess moves, f6, rook g4, these are the moves. Knight g5, guys, knight g5 would be a blunder right now, because if you play knight g5, queen g5, don't forget there is no mate here on a8. This rook is not on c7 like in that last variation. Don't forget that. The main reason is hg5, rook g4 is a great move. You are attacking this, now your threat is directly to take here. F6 is always bad because of a beauty knight h4, and if you take g takes h4, find a winning move for white. Find the winning move for white. Very typical ideas, very typical theme. The name of the theme is, oh, nobody is going wrong. Proud of you guys. Yes, 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 yes. Super strong people we have. White Tiger, Karthik, Anitya, Josh, Handbang, Disura, Pramesh, Senthil, Narmada, and Jitendra. Absolutely, h6 is the powerful move, because you cannot take here. There is this mate happening in two moves, Rook g8 and Queen e6. So that would be over. And you cannot defend with the Rook here. And if you will try to defend with the Queen, there is h7. You cannot stop the Queen. If you will even try this one, still there is h7 and rook g7, it would be game over. So these are the ideas. Rook g4 is, that's why, very strong. But all those who mentioned f6, it doesn't work, guys. It just looks attractive, but alas, it doesn't work, because you've just given up a pawn. Queen takes f6, and then black is very happy, very, very, very happy. Same, I think, with h6. It's not going to work. You don't get anything in return, and in fact, g5 is protected. So the two moves which looked attractive did not work. Rook g4 is the move which worked. And g5 has happened in the game. Nepo has played g5. Oh my god, Ding is in complete trouble. 37th move, but complete trouble, because by 40th move the situation is going to be such that Nepo is going to land up in almost winning situation. That, and at that point of time, even the additional time is not going to help Dick. So somewhere uh, Nepo was able to put extra pressure, and as we are looking at it already, Ding played h takes g5, is uh, which is a suicidal move, because rook g4 के बाद literally there is nothing he can do. But could he have tried to stay in the game anyway? Anyway, let's say the move queen d7 looks so scary. It's a move which the computer suggests but looks so scary. People are suggesting knight e5. Maybe not here. I'm not sure. Maybe not here because queen f5 is hanging. But what what can be very scary is something like takes and f6. This looks scary. In fact, even directly f6, it looks scary. But the point, that was the whole point of queen d7. That is why it was a very interesting move, guys. The idea was to keep an eye on h3 square. So if f6, the point was that you get this check. Oh, amazing. And to all of you, are you guys awake? I'm going to ask you a question. Let's quickly see if you all are awake. If king g1, it's a blunder, a super blunder, can you tell me why? If king g1, it's a super blunder, can you tell me why? Mayur says we had a habit of draws when Magnus champion. These many decisive results feel weird. Everyone is active, yeah. Nice. Telegram, Sachin, Pramesh, Tannu, Saptarshi, Raghavendra, VSSC, Kumar, Karthik, and Prasanna. Yes, there is this check here. Suddenly, the bishop on c5 feels enlightened here. And if you go here, obviously, there is a mate, queen f2. And for king h1, you have queen f. The most important piece is gone. So that was the trick. Obviously, Nepo would not have played f6, so that he would not have gone for that. Even if he would have gone, by the way, let me just quickly tell you that king g1 was a blunder. King e2 game still goes on, but it would not have been the best idea to play f6. So queen d7 was very interesting, and Nepo would have had to continue with gh6 and gh6 and maybe with f6 right now. This this would have been interesting, but what Ding did was he took the pawn, and after rook g4, not knight g5, it's a blunder as we saw because there is no mate. So after rook g4, what does Ding have in mind? As we saw, f6 is not working. What does he have in mind? Knight g5 is going to be game over after knight g5. It is so hard. Okay, can he try to exchange the queens with queen d7, knight g5, and queen b7? Because if at all anything like queen h1 check, by chance Nepo misses, would there be any tricks there? Unfortunately, guys, over here as well, look at this with the rook, the knight, and the queen. Knight at 7 looks very, very powerful. Where is the king going to go? Is it going to expose itself? and go to the E file. But oh wow, there's a very nice idea here. I mean, just a slight little trick. White to play. Nice little trick here, white to play. Though, I mean, of course, in the game, I would not go for that trick for the reason that, yeah, a lot of people have suggested rook e4, and it's definitely a very good move. But just to show you the trick which was there, which Sachin, Piali, and Devanshi were looking at, was rook g7. And though it seems like a blunder, it's not a blunder, because queen d5 check after knight f6. Even if you go and attack the rook, the move which you have is check in between, and then there is another check. So that's the reason this is winning. Okay, this was just to understand the pattern and not to forget the knight forks there. And if king g8 here, wow, is there a mate if you play at 6 or no? Queen d5 check. We are going towards the same ideas. Check. Yeah, this knight f6 fork is an important one, yeah. So these are the ways in which Nepo might, finish the game. We are at this position, rook g4. No, 4 minutes for Ding. Now he's come down to two moves, yeah. Rook g4, he has to make 3 moves, 38, 39 and 40. 3 more moves, 4 minutes, 30 seconds increment. Time is not very important because the position is lost at this level for two players who are playing the world championship. This is such a huge advantage, and Ding knows that this is not possible to control anymore. It's gone. After king e2 in the variation you were discussing, after g5, queen d2, f6, what about queen g2 threatening to take f2? Okay, that back. We must. Knight e5 might also be good. At which point, Rahul? No, f6 we saw the variation. There is the tactical idea for f6. A beautiful move, which if Nepo misses, then he doesn't, then maybe Ding gets a chance to equalize. So maybe Ding might try this out just to see if Nepo will go for it or not. But that is almost like saying resign in a way. The beautiful move was knight h4, and you cannot take here because of h6. Yeah, with that variation here, which we were looking at, you were asking, oops, g5, queen d7, f6, queen h3 check, king e2. This variation, if you're talking about, there was queen h5. And are you asking me what if queen g2? With the idea of queen f2. But if you go queen g2, the problem is rook e7, because my threat is one move mate. Whereas even if you take here, after king d1, what is the check you have? Queen f1 check, but then knight e1, and you don't have a check because knight is controlling. Yeah, you don't have any more check, and you cannot defend a mate here. So that would be, yeah. Okay, Ding has come down to 1 minute 35 seconds. Let's wait at this position, because just 90 more seconds, and what is he going to do now? Ding does not like to defend, says Tony Bath. Tony Bath? Okay, he has played. He played rook a8. Nothing spectacular is happening here because there is no real threat. Nepo can simply continue with his idea of taking the pawn on g5. He could also just wait and go king g7. Yeah, both are possible moves. After knight g5, you're threatening a mate here, and this check is not going to give you anything. Oh, maybe queen exchange. Can this queen exchange help Ding in any way? By the way, can this help Ding? What is a nice move for white here, guys? What is a nice move? Yeah. Blindfold Chess asks, where is Sagar Bhai? He has gone to the chess club at Phoenix right now. And we are at almost 38th move. Nepo versus Ding. Nepo is completely winning. He has played a fantastic game. The second half of the game was just too brilliant, and it will only be a miracle if Ding is able to save. Yo, 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 yo. People alert. F6 is the right move, guys. Beautiful move. Telegram, Josh, Piali, White, Vishwa, Sachin. Because if G takes F6, then there is knight at 7 check. And if king e7, you remember here, you still have to continue playing the accurate moves. Because if you don't, then what black gets is equality. Let's say you make a move like h6. Look, already a blunder. We will get to it. Yeah, why? But rook e4 check. Just continue with, chore police, asking the king that you have to find a route. Oh, no, no, no. Wait, guys. Right now, you have pushed the king one file away to d file. I think I misunderstood. If you give a check now, you push the king further away. And now your threat is that this pawn on h5 is going to be a super passer. That is the whole idea. Or you might want to exchange the rook first. This is also interesting because you don't allow the rook to come to h8 and then h6. So if takes, then takes, and if king d7, the king is not in the square. This is the square. The king is not in the square. So even if it takes here, h7, it cannot reach here. And most importantly, the bishop cannot stop the pawn. Such a beautiful position. And it's lost. Yeah, that was a very nice trick there. So this is how white is winning. But here when we looked at h6, it was like black is winning. And for what reason, guys? Because the knight on h7 is trapped. Actually, if you look at the knight, it's trapped. So to go king a6, so that now rook e4 check is not going to give you anything. The king sits beautifully on f5. Next move, rook is going to h8, attacking the knight, winning the pawn, and it's all over. Just one move, one wrong move, and things could completely change. So those were the whole ideas. Rook a8 has been played with the idea of check and queen a8. That is what Ding has found in terms of the best resort. No, it wasn't mate in one because there was a pin. So with knight g5, when you gave a check here, king g2, queen a8, the question was, this is mate in one. Yes, it would have been. But there is a pin down there. Devang. That's why. Oh, Sanket says increment is only after move 60th. Of course, right? Oh my god. By the way, there is a move happened. Knight takes g5, rook a1 check, 39th move. So only one move left, and very easily Ding is going to make that. In fact, king e2 can be a better idea because then there is no pin, and now you are threatening a mate here. Could king e2 be an interesting move? Only thing is for queen e7 check, you need to decide where you want. Like you can't go wrong again, yeah? Guys, I'm gonna make a blunder. Can you quickly tell me why it's a blunder? Seems like chat solves a lot of mate in 1 and mate in 2s. Awesome, guys. Yes, queen e1 check. King moves here. Whatever. Queen c1, rook c1. That is a mate. The king is gonna be mated. So rook a1 check. Of course, I mean, he doesn't need to go king d2. That was just to show as an example. But nobody had got a wrong answer, so I'm very happy about it. How many of you are here who were watching last year's World Championship also, like the game Magnus versus Nepo from very first move till the end, like all the games, yeah, not missing even a single game. I'm not talking about half games or sometimes missing some games. Like, oh, me. So many. Himanshu says I was watching on CBI, but we were not having live. We were having videos. Oh, last move has happened. Nepo actually did not go king g2. He says no queen exchange. He goes king e2. Clearly for queen e7, which is the, by the way, this is the last move Ding has to make. He has 45 seconds. He's going to make queen e7. I mean, what else does he have? Nepo will go, I think maybe king f3. Let's check. Harshali says missed two games last year. You remember exactly how many games you missed, yeah? Okay, 5 seconds. What's happening? Or is there some issue in the clock? Ah no, he goes. He plays queen e7 check. And right now for white, for Nepo, I think there are two possibilities he can go. King f3 is one, and going back with the knight to e4 is another. This is the strongest, knight e4. And with the king on e2, with this pin over here, with the bishop quite decently placed, with the rook beautifully placed. Such an unfortunate thing that still nothing, no real threat, because there is even no pawn is able to attack anything from anywhere. There is no pawn break which is happening to get a counter play. Such a sad situation for Ding, right? For this position, he has pretty decently placed pieces, but nothing is happening. What a position Nepo was able to bring. This was just brilliant play by him. There is no argument at all. And look, 1 hour has been added to Ding and Nepo, of course. Oh, he played knight e4. Knight e4 has been played. Sorry, that was not happen. That didn't happen. Knight e4 is being played. Now for Ding, if he wants to still try and exchange these queens, because queen a8 is not possible. Don't forget the rook exists over here. Let's say you want to avoid the queen exchange and you go something like queen b7, but then queen f5 can give some interesting counterplay with the king on e2 now. So with queen e5, this but then you're okay to just lose a piece, yeah, full piece. You're okay to just win the piece, full piece. Nepo's opening preparation was insane, says Shabad Jot. Queen e5, knight c5, right? Yes. No, I was first looking at any mating ideas, but no mating ideas. So no queen e5, nothing. And what is white's threat right now? If this was the position, let's say something like queen e8, what is white's threat with the knight on e4? First ideas are definitely going to be either of the pawn moves here, and it's going to be devastating because you will have to take and then h6. I think this is a clear plan. f6 takes and h6. Sam says Nepo looks winning by engine, but the pieces are equal. The advantage looks due to the extra space Nepo has. Well, I would not say the space, but I would say the freedom of the king. It's completely like being imprisoned, and especially the h pawn. You remember, guys, when Nepo played h4, from when his pawn was on h3 and he played h4, at that point of time, all those who were watching live, I had asked that how many of you would even consider this move? Many of you had said that it would not even be in top 3, and in that position, let me just take you back to that move for a moment. Yeah, where did he play? Yeah, okay, we were at this point, and here it was not a kind of position where everything is kind of improved and then you look at h4 or a move very natural because you want to kick the knight from g6 away. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था, and in this situation Nepo goes h4, a very very hard move at this situation. And many of you had said that of course it would not even be in top 3 consideration. This point, this pawn started on a journey with the belief in itself, and the way it has taken the game. The hero, yeah, definitely the hero. Oops. No, we are not here. There are too many variations there. Yeah, we are here. Because now if you see, the end is all going to be about this guy going to the 8th rank. Yes, this bishop, even the bishop is a bad bishop. This bishop actually was on a nice diagonal, putting pressure on whatever pawn it could, always eyeing for b4, yet it was so limited, couldn't do anything. I think the coordination of black's pieces just wasn't there. His piece activity, everything was about the piece activity, the dynamics, the whole thing was about the piece activity for white. And the queen and knight, super well coordinated. I am an Indian engineer, says who is Nepo's second. Potkin definitely should be. I mean, he has been his second, but he'll of course have more team. I'm not sure. Oh my god, Sagar forgot his phone. How did Sagar forget his phone? I can't believe it. Oh my god. I want to call him stupid, but I can't even call him and say you are stupid. My goodness. He's put me under trouble by not carrying the phone. Happy Bengali New Year to everyone. What is it like? Like Bengali New Year. What kind of sweets do you prepare? Is it rasgulla? And because I love rasgullas. Off the topic, but I think we have a lot of people from Kolkata, or for that matter, from West Bengal watching, being on YouTube. Oh shit! I have not gone on board. Thank you. So until now, when I was explaining, guys, come on, you had to tell me. Who doesn't love Rasgulla? Is that a rhetorical question? Yes, I think. John says watching from US also. Awesome. But are you Indian or you are from America? Who doesn't love chocolates? Oh, a lot of people don't love chocolates, of course. I don't know where the conversation is going on, but 94 and Ding has 53 minutes to think. So it's okay if we guys are chatting a bit, right? Phone check kar lo ab. Yeah, phone. How can you forget the phone, right? In today's era, especially when there is something important happening, guys. Like we have rented an apartment, a Chesbis India apartment, and today we are gonna get the keys. And today we are Abhidaya is the first person who is, coming to Mumbai. And Sagar has forgotten the phone. How am I going to tell him? How will he collect the keys? That is so funny. Watching from Namibia. Okay. Sam, do you think if queens are somehow removed, which side will be favored? Somehow, firstly, it's not happening. Whichever, how, when the situation comes that queens can be removed, it will only be because white's pawns are rolling, or he's getting something in return. As we have seen, it hasn't been possible that aram se queens are getting exchanged. Sachin asks, every fourth Saturday tournament in Phoenix still going on? Yes, every fourth Saturday it does go on. There are prizes, and you must definitely drop in if you can. Arshad asks, ma'am, can you explain the position? I don't understand how white is winning. Of course, I will explain you. So look, right now the last move was this check. Nepo could have gone king f3, or he could have gone, oops, this was a blunder. This is the only move he could not have gone, but he went knight e4. Right now there is a clear threat for white. f6, and to deflect this pawn from g7 and to start pushing the pawn. It's only 3 moves away from becoming a queen. Only 3 moves. For black, he doesn't have anything much to exert the pressure to try to find counterplay. If he tries to exchange the queens, he is losing the piece. After takes, there is the c5 bishop which is hanging. What else he can do to counter attack? If he goes something like rook h1, let's say, trying to attack the pawn, still f6. This is attack, this is attack. Obviously, we're gonna play here. Takes. But white to player, important change happened in the past move, because of which white has the final good move. Very easy, very easy. But you need to be alert. Chess is about alertness. It's like when you're driving a bike. It's not like you can just close your eyes in traffic. Similarly, you have to be alert. Yes, guys, right. Queen a8 check. And we all know about the back rank mate. This is kind of a back rank mate, not yet. So queen e8 would be forced. And final blow, maybe I'll give you another chance. White to play, finish the game off. Finish the game off. Yes, deflection is the theme. And the move is rook g8 check, king g8, and queen e8 is game over. So the problem which we are seeing for black is, one is the back rank from this side, one is this pawn being pushed after the deflection from this side. And to guard both of them together, you can say it's a paradox. Yeah, not happening there. What else? We tried rook h1. Let's try, even if, so basically if the rook moves in itself, this is a problem with f6. So rook cannot leave the control of a8 square. Suppose the rook stays on a file and goes rook a2, trying to attack b2. Now, still if we go f6, this time you don't have the check. But do you need a check? You can simply continue with our old plan, which was pushing the pawn. If you lose the pawn, a check, king is very safe on f3. Look at this, guys. There is no check because absolutely it's on the light square. This bishop is useless against it. Rook f2 would have been such a big problem, but the knight on e4 is a beauty. He's like that beauty and a beast knight. It's really beautiful. And how are you planning to stop this now? Not possible. Again, in decoding, we have realized defending this position is impossible. Any other suggestions for black? कुछ भी पूछो. Ask anything. Nothing is gonna work. Now h6. Acha, you want to go ulta from h6. Let's say rook a2. You want to go h6. And this way you want to. I mean, it is, you can, but I think f6 was just too simple for that matter with a clear pawn, with a clear plan. Idhar thoda sa you'll have to be alert and all of that. Gh6, suppose you go f6, oh my god, look, already not a good idea. Because after queen e6, you are finally threatening a queen exchange by force. Or not by force, maybe there is queen h5. Wait, guys, am I blundering? No, but I am giving counterplay. You will give counterplay if you do something like this. Rook b2 check, and the difference is with this time the king on f3. Can you find a great move for black? Great, beautiful move for black. Finally something to, something to see for black. अच्छा लग रहा है in a way. Nandini, Ankit, Sachin, guys, all those who are being so quick, what is your rating? Very interested to know. Yes, yes, yes. There is a blow here. Rook f2 check. It would have been a mate almost, but knight f2, and after knight f2 there is queen e3 check. After king g2 there is queen f2 check. After what? King h3 there is queen f3 check. There is a pin, you can't go rook g3 anyway. And after king h2, the least whatever you've got, I mean, you have some checks here. You can also give perpetual. But even if you take the pawn on f6, you have 3 pawns. No, maybe 4. Oh my god, you have 4 pawns and the bishop, and in fact black is winning because no more mate threats. So that was a nice tactic there. Takes and queen e3, but there is no such opportunity. So Ding played a move. He went queen e8. Sorry. Yeah, he went queen e8. Is Nepo going to be thinking for a long time, you think, guys? Because he was playing really fast. Why is his time not being updated? Let's see. Yeah. So Queen E8 has been played and Nepo is thinking. Nice line. Yeah, you liked it, right? Because I think that was the only line where Black had some hope. That was the only line. Rook takes F2 works in earlier line as well. No, in that line there was H6 which was played. We are looking at H6, I think. Here Nepo will consider every possible variation, says Himanshu. I doubt, I doubt. I think he would like to, finish the game as quickly as possible because energy management is so important. What we saw last time in Magnus versus Nepo. Some of the games which used to go on and on for them towards the end. I mean, those guys had no energy even for the interviews. I mean, they were doing it, but they used to be so damn tired. I would want to put black rook on h file, putting pressure on the dangerous h pawn. But Sam, yes, we did analyze that. The problem in that was you until you control the 8 square, you didn't have that possibility, and that we did check that because f6 was coming, and then after takes there was queen 8 check. For queen e8 there was rook g8 check. So hence queen e8 has been played. Now Nepo might be threatening rook h1, but you don't have much time, guys. Nepo, so yeah, Ding is threatening rook h1, but Nepo will play f6 here, which will force to take on f6 and h6. And if now you go rook h1, stopping h7, how should Nepo continue? How should Nepo continue here, guys? Very, very, very cool idea. Very cool idea. I'm asking you for an idea. What do you think? King g2, then rook g8, king d2, h7, knight f6. Uh-huh. Himang says Gukesh beat Aryan today to take sole lead in Menorca. Oh, nice. That's a nice update by Himang here. H7-4. Okay, I'm getting a lot of interesting suggestions, but King D2 was one suggestion. King F3 has been one suggestion. H7 has been one suggestion. And position is already winning for Nepo, so there are going to be a few possibilities here. But h7, rook h7, you giving a pawn at the end of it, because this is a pin here, you would love to move your king away from this file. You have improved the position as much as possible. Hence, king f3 or king d2 would be a nice idea to consider removing it from the pin, because anyway the rook is going to capture on h6, so capture the pawn basically. And how about finally taking away the bishop and causing some problem here? There is a mate, but queen e7 looks like the only move. So if you give a check, queen e8 looks like the only move. And as we know, as we have considered, the final winning move for white would be, in this case, yes, people already started mentioning rook g8 would be a time to resign. So that's as simple as it is, guys. Simple, what we just saw. Go f6. Even if this pawn is not allowed to become a queen, just remove the king, just exchange the bishop, just give a check, just give another check on the last rank, and just go rook g8 and win the queen. That is all very just for Nepo because of the way he has played. To find all these tactical patterns is like very, very easy for him. Dharmik is suggesting rook h4, queen d2 to prepare h6 could be an idea. Yeah, but you don't need that. It's going to be very slow. I mean, you just have a very clear, direct plan, right? Okay, even if you just check about rook h4, could give some counterplay ideas with queen 8, b4. Okay, look there. Nepo has it already. He plays first king f3 instead of playing first f6, and now f6 is also a threat. Very powerful threat. Can Ding, by the way, exchange the queens right now? Is this king and knight going to matter here, guys? You think? Or even if you consider the simple exchange followed by the idea which we had with f6 and gf6 and knight f6 with the threat of rook g8 check and skewer king e7, we might reach something similar with knight g8 and yeah, again this pawn queens. A very nice blockader. This bishop has been such a useless bishop, really. Now I am actually angry on that bishop. So yeah, going back, this is the position king f3. No, there is no chance. What do you think? Okay, Nepo is beating Ding. It's the last game Ding won. Before that, Nepo, no, it was a draw. But third decisive game we are going to be at. Will Ding be able to strike back with white in the next game? Imagine both two games constantly. It is like with white, whoever is white is winning. That would be like a fun match. I think even more interesting than Magnus's match, right? What do you think? Is this the last match? No. What if after f6 black doesn't take the pawn? अरे फिर करेगा क्या? It can't keep it here, keep itself there. Acha, in that line you mean? Even if it will have to play g6. G6, fg6, rook g6. It will take a bit of time, that's it. But it's losing, yeah? This one also. It's a losing endgame. Rook will come here. The king, because the king is also very close, yeah? King, knight, rook. Very powerful combination. How many matches more? They can continue playing till, let me tell you, 30th April. So it really depends on the score in between. What if black plays f6? Oh, that's a good question. Because now there is no knight h4 or anything. Oh, but we still checked it out, no? It was in that position, but the idea is same. What if black's f6, guys? It's very thematic. If black goes f6, there are a number of possibilities, but the best two ideas would be, in fact, yeah, absolutely, h6 definitely very strong. You see there is a pin on the square. A pin can also be for a square. That should be game over. Even for that matter, knight c5, taking out away the bishop, and then yeah, it's the same thing. The game will be over. So king f3. In how much time, guys? Just a guess. How much time do you think Ding is going to resign? How many more moves he will resign? Oh my god, Sagar also forgot this phone. Oh, did Sagar take my phone? Oh my god. Just a moment, guys. No, my phone is just right here. Great. It was important that he didn't take my phone. Sagar blundered. After 3 to 4 moves. 3, 5, 12. अरे आयुष 12 moves. काफी ज़्यादा हो गया. 7 to 8. Okay, let me also guess. Oh, moves are happening. He played queen 8. Queen takes 8. Rook takes 8. F6. Making moves very rapidly right now. So these are already 4 moves, or like since I had asked. So, oh, maybe 12 moves may not be so wrong, yeah, after all. Yeah, I think the best way for him to continue is with g6, and they will play for a while. Yeah, seems like that. Seems like Ding is going to go for g6, hg6, fg6, rook g6, and the best try where at least he's not getting mated immediately and not losing too much of material. So this looks like his best bet here, trying to create some kind of counterplay, though it's not at all going to be enough. But they are gonna play another 5 to 10 minutes for sure. Still losing though. Just continue with g6. Yeah. What about all of you? What are the tournaments you guys are planning to play next? Are you or are you going to focus on anyone here is taking seriously, training every day? Nimish says from Monday office is the prime focus. From Monday. Vedant says I'm a corporate slave. You don't have to be, right, Vedant? On weekends. Office. I go to academies on weekends. Okay. Exams. Exams तो या चलते ही रहेगा. Well, one more time, just to be clear, guys. If we look at a final time a little bit not in a biased way for white, after g6, hg6, fg6, and let's say we are at this position with rook takes g6, right? I'm sure how many of you would be in such a winning position and have blundered or messed up at the end, and it would have been a big heartbreak, right? Yes, situation should be very normal for all of you in between, correct? Am I right? Oh, Vinayak says Anish mentioned Sagar in live stream. Okay. What did he say about him? Where is Sagar for all of you? Where is Sagar? Sagar is at the chess club at Phoenix in Mumbai. If you are from Mumbai, do drop in if possible. Knights are apparently stronger than bishops, yes, at least in this game over here. Vishwa says, I want to start playing tournament? How can I start my chess journey in Surat? Maybe you can check online firstly if you know what are the tournaments which are happening there. You can get in touch with some from the federation, from the state association, so that you will get the updates. And I'm sure they'll have some tournaments, some rapid tournaments. A move has happened, by the way. Rook g6, ko rook a2 has been played. Yeah, he played g6, g6, rook g6, and right now rook a2 has been played. We are at this position. This is hanging, b2 is hanging. But does it really even matter? What? You forgot your phone. Oh, great. ए मग तो आला असेल ना डायरेक्टली तर तिकडेच घेऊन जा डायरेक्टली. I blundered my queen in my inter-school competition, and at the end when I was winning. हर चेस प्लेयर की कहानी बोलता ना, घर घर की कहानी. It's like हर चेस प्लेयर की कहानी. I was winning. We had a shirt, by the way. We had a t-shirt which said I was winning because that used to be the common thing. That used to be the common thing in childhood also, like the most common statement. कुछ भी हो गया तो I was winning. Okay, rook a2. So this is the position. I think for white, for Nepo, he will start taking his king. Well, imagine this is control, this is control. If we control f7 and then back rank check. So to control f7, 1 and 2. But how can black save it? Rook a2 खेला है. So if you go knight g5, suppose, that is a blunder. It's just a dream that I want to checkmate, but the dream is not coming true yet, because if I go rook h6, oh, I think it would have succeeded almost, because look, if you go something like king g8, it's lost. Check, moves, check, and then either you allow me to queen here if you go king f6, or if you go king f8, I have check and queen. Okay, but the big problem here, which I had missed and which black should play, is, what is the problem here? Why is this not working? What did I miss? Yes, absolutely. What I missed was skewer rook f2 is a check, and then f2 would be f6 will be hanging. Not f6 will be hanging, sorry. Wait, what have I missed? Actually, this, then check. If king goes aage, oh my god. This is what I missed actually. Okay, this is what I missed, guys. Black to play. Black is winning. Amrita has made a blunder. Why has she made a blunder? Because she has been commentating for 4 hours, 3 hours. Chessbook is all about theory, opening and common endgame theory stuff. No. Which chessbook recommend for 1200? Oh, nice. Let me just show it to you. Rook g5, Disguise channel, Harilal, Sachin, Anitya, Telegram, Rahul, Ronak, Vishwa, absolutely right. Finally, again, this is how your opponent would get a chance in a game if you are playing sometimes. that you miss such tactics and suddenly it's black who is winning because it goes into a king pawn endgame, winning for black. So, still, there can be some bit of things to be alert for. You can't say, ki, "Arey, you can close your eyes and win." That kind of a thing. So, be a little alert. So, rook a2, ko Nepo is that's why taking his time. What he could go for is king g4, not really caring about the pawn, and it's gonna be almost,
Winning, no?
yeah.
Nepo. It's easy, yeah, to convert.
Yeah, king g4, rook b2. We're just looking at that. What does, yeah, rook at 6 right now. Any ideas you see for black?
Bishop f2. No, it's fine. Bishop f2. King f5.
No, check. Oops. This is also fine. Check.
Oh, king f5 and knight g5. Knight d6 is also made. You can also do the recap.
Yeah, before you, yeah, okay, maybe one position later I'll show you.
Please show.
Right now,
Mm.
I only think Nepo played brilliant chess, but there was one move, one point at which he could have played a move which was way stronger than what he played. But because of what he played, he got to do this brilliancy. You never know what is good or bad, yeah? Huh. So this was the position, white to play.
What is a good move?
Yeah. But 1200 plus the books could be like, depends you want to solve, like reassess your chess is definitely a very good book. It will help you to improve your understanding about the chess pieces in general, which is the key to for planning. And
Knight df5, ef5.
Sagar OP. And yeah, Silman Ziria says chess structures could be one. Woodpecker method is all about tactics from the games of world champions. So that's really an amazing one.
e5 and queen f3 or something.
Okay, if that's a good one. So Queen F3 would have been such a beautiful move, Sagar. Queen F3.
Okay. But I can
The
move the queen, rook. Because
the
threat means
point is if you go Queen E5, like in the game, then the difference is like there is Knight G4. In the game there was Queen on G4. And now when the Queen moves to G5, you have E5 as you
So-
were exactly
so maybe
checking that out.
not queen e5, but move the rook.
Yeah, if you go rook a2 or something here, then this was the main reason why queen f3 was a good move. If you are able to play this move, then I can say you are an unofficial grandmaster to me. Sagar is looking tired. Yeah, Praful Zaveri's chess course is a very good, they are very good books for beginners. Before you go, Sagar. Final few moves, I'll show what happened in the game. Rook a2 was played. King g4 he went. He took the b pawn and rook h6, like we were looking at this idea of king f5 and checkmate ideas with the knight. We are going towards that. So how many moves do you think it is going to last?
This game,
Yeah?
I think there's nothing much left, right? It's a forced mate.
Yeah. Now okay, buffering. Yeah, the internet got disconnected. Ding resigned.
I think
Where? Ah no. Ding didn't resign. My internet got disconnected.
He will resign now.
But he might, yeah, he might resign now.
This means that actually Nepo will again take the lead.
Oh yeah, big lead in that sense. And if tomorrow Ding doesn't strike back, it's going to be very tough.
Tomorrow is rest day actually. No.
No,
16.
tomorrow he's
Okay,
white.
Tomorrow is.
Jitendra Pathak says, "Hi Sagar Shah, have you shortlisted the candidates for full stack developer? Because I have also applied for the same position." Yes, guys. There have been a few resumes, so that's the process is going on, and you will get whatever reply you will definitely get. So just wait a bit.
Rook e2, knight g5. Threatening checkmate.
Unstoppable? No, king g8 f7. Yeah. Wow. Nice finish. It's just about finishing the game. Yep. Okay.
I think he would resign also.
He would.
Yeah.
Why Ding is always low on time?
Yeah, his opponent has played.
No, Nepo is, yeah. Amazing time management by Nepo.
Actually, here, rook e4 he played. He played g. Wow. Wow. Amazing, yeah. He found all the
Nepo
best
has
moves.
played brilliant chess. I mean, this was really a game to study. The way he's played is just too good. But I think, Sagar, as I showed the chat, there was one critical point.
You're back. Yeah, I'll work it out, Amrita. Ask Adi.
करो फोन में जाओ.
ठीक है, मैं जाता हूँ. Bye.
Thank you for bringing it back.
Bye, chat.
Bye, chat. That's what Sagar is saying to all of you. Guys, very sorry for the disconnection. Not sure what is going wrong, but unfortunately, दूसरा internet भी चला गया है. So very sorry for the whole disconnection. Yes, so Rook. So we are back now, and hopefully it is not going to disconnected. Dhruvin, very sorry. Please next time definitely ask your question. It had got disconnected abhi, and next time when he is around, he'll be there tomorrow. In fact, what next time I'm talking about, it will be tomorrow. Please do ask all your questions to him. Rook at 6, we are at the last stage of this game, and we are looking at a resignation incoming very, very soon. As we have seen, there is a mating net which is going to be happening with knight g5 and rook h8 ideas, or in this style when the king is on f7, knight g5 mate ideas. So this is happening. Isn't bishop taking the pawn winning? No, rook at 6. If you take bishop takes f2, then there is check. And if you go king f7, there is king f. Oops. There is king f5. And because this is controlled, this is controlled, this is controlled. you need only one check to the king. It could be from here or it could be from here. It's going to be mated very quickly. So rook h6, and Ding is thinking 28 minutes. It's hard sometimes. He might be mentally preparing himself already. It's not like he doesn't know that he's losing, but it's just that using that, making Nepo also to, not ending the game, kind of motivating yourself for the next game. Why not? Internet provider resigned. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Can we know more about the fourth Saturday tournament? How to participate? Assume if you are from Mumbai, firstly, do try to visit the chess club. That would be great. But even if you're not, you write to ChessBiz India, whatever your doubts are. But we also have articles online which explain the membership on ChessBiz India. You'll find it. So there are more details there. But you can also write to us on ChessBiz India if you get confused. So rook at 6 there, and brilliant game by Nepo. Today we didn't do a poll, but the important question to all of you: will Ding strike back tomorrow? What did you say? I think we got disconnected. So will Ding strike back tomorrow? Yes. Kola Sasikiran is absolutely confident about it and he says yes. Nepo will play for a draw. Uh, with black, yeah, he will definitely try to be more solid because also that has happened. Uh, Kuntal Nepo is of course better placed because he's winning today, so he's going to take the lead. And as you are going closer, you're progressing on the rounds. This lead makes a huge difference. So, how are you guys practicing at home? In what way do you generally practice? Do you like to read a book? Do you like to play online and then analyze? Do you like to only play? Do you like to only watch? What is the way? What is your favorite way of working on chess? Solving puzzles. Gotham Chess. By Telegram. You must have played the Telegram event, I guess, in Kolkata. I am guessing that. There used to be a big event like an inter school, I guess. Both watch and play, tactics and some theory, and then some games. Okay, that's a good circle. I play on leeches for 2 hours every day. That's it. It's like only playing or also analyzing. I would like to see if Magnus challenges for championship in 2024. That's what Sam says. No, I really doubt. At least if it is the same guy with whom he has played, then I would definitely doubt. But I would say that he is really enjoying this period right now by not playing this tournament. So if he has had more fun not playing, then maybe he'll not play. Any plans of getting Anish anytime soon? I think so. When Sagar will be there and if Anish will be free, that would be great at least to have him for a bit of time. Raja as well. Rahul says reached 3100 in puzzles. Cool. Reading books and applications of books, idea into online game, and then analysis of those game. Oh, Kuntal, that is a very serious, deep work happening there. Amazing. That's right direction. If I lose, then analyze, otherwise nothing. Arey, not YouTuber. Sagar ko batana. Oh, and the game is over. Ding has resigned at this point. He realized that there is nothing possible anymore with those two mating patterns. It's over. So Nepo takes the lead. Tomorrow Ding is white. The big question is, will he strike back like he did in the last uh, game when he was white? I think yes, he will strike back, but it's going to be the most exciting game tomorrow, because if he cannot strike back, it's going to be very, very hard for him. So, Nepo will try to stop and play as solid as possible, and Ding may try to make it so crazy, but then it can go both the ways. So, let's see what happens. Thank you, all of you, for being here, solving the tactics, suggesting the moves, the ideas. बहुत मजा आया. We will be seeing you very, very soon. Take care. See you tomorrow.